all out of bounds. If you want to be a wise guy, you can do it anywhere. If you want to be a strong man, you can do it anywhere. If you want to be an Indian chief, cowboy, you can do it in the ring. You can't do it in the mall.
The most electrifying line in sports entertainment today. If you smell what the Rock is cooking, hate me if you can survive if I let you.
I'm figuring and thinking that nothing's gonna stop my Macho Man Randy Savage now. I'm the man. I'm the icon. And yes, you can't bow. I am God.
The number one show on the net that leads to the best in your head like over net. For the punks and the perverts, niggas that'll work with Terry Funk and Knox Baker. Check Ishman and Barney, they got the cheap heat, so sit back and have a seat. They got questions from the fans, in your head's the man from Australia to Japan.
Check down the road, don't get back to back coast up the Mississippi. We are bigger, we are faster, and we are all night long. All you idiots, punks, perverts, and fools, be sure and tune in and listen to this show.
And we are live once again here at In Your Head Wrestling Radio. I'm the internet icon, the pride of the pilgrims, the most honest man in all the podcasting land, handsome Jackie Jones, along with my right-hand man, my audio soulmate, and the enforcer of the Headyverse.
1 inch biceps, the power goat. Bah! I'm the man who tells you what to do, the boss baby, the king of all the marks. And it's so good to be here tonight with you, Jackie Jones.
Good to see you, little boy, baby inch.
Talking to the Headyverse, talking to all the listeners, and they love us so much. We're just getting subscriptions out the yin.
Yeah. Every time we go live, the subscriptions go a-flying.
Mm-hmm.
Usually the wrong direction, but subscribe, join the Headyverse, hit that like button, smash the like button, as they say. Pretend it's the face of someone you hate. Pretend it's the face of Al Lubin. And just start pounding the like button.
Oh my goodness.
Share it out to your friends, your loved ones, your enemies, and they will become your friends. Hit that little icon, not the internet icon, but that bell icon, wherever it may be, and you will get notifications every time we are live. Booyah!
Booyaka. Rey Mysterio got hurt, it looks like, on
Really?
SmackDown. Yeah, speaking of Booyaka, I mean, it looked like he was in a match with Santos Escobar, and he did like a dive kind of move to him, and it looked like he hurt his shoulder pretty bad. So.
Well, that's too bad. I'm not a fan of the man, but I do not like to see anyone get hurt.
So Santos Escobar, formerly known as El Hijo del Fantasma,
The son of the Phantasm.
Mm-hmm. He was crying in the ring.
Is he the son of the tall man?
No, not that one. No. Which would be a perfect pinball machine, but I mean, with the little spheres,
Oh yeah, very good. Yeah, that would be sweet.
But that's not happened. So, but he's Santos Escobar. He was very upset. You could tell in the ring, and he was kind of crying that he probably destroyed his legend, his hero. He just broke him in half.
Dang.
He didn't want to, but.
So is this an angle or reality?
I think it was real deal, as far as I could tell. They could be just working me. I could be the biggest mark.
Or was it a shoot? He's like, I must destroy what I love.
No, he was really upset, it looked like. It looked like he was very distraught of what had just happened. So.
If it was real, down the line, we may see this on Dark Side of the Ring someday.
It's true. Dark sides of Rey Mysterio. He would have to have a pretty bad fall, though. I mean, like, he would have to. Like, Ray's pretty goody-goody for the most part. I mean, he smokes the marijuanas, but that's legal in most states nowadays. But
it's legal in the country.
The whole country now? Jeez, I'm far behind, ain't I?
Do you go around and protest? You like, you're gonna burn in Hades.
Well, that brings up another thing. They're calling Judgment Day the Hellions from Hades. Right. It's like, are any of them from, like, there's none of them from Hades?
The demon, Finn Balor, he's a demon.
Okay.
Finn Balor.
But he's not the demon in that
You're
group.
not a demon, and you're from, like, Poughkeepsie.
Yeah.
It would be pretty lame if you're like, coming from Poughkeepsie, the demon Finn Balor. He's got to be from the pits of hell comes demon.
So Rhea Ripley, she's from Australia, so they're saying Australia's hell?
Maybe. Have you ever been there?
Or Puerto Rico is hell?
Yeah, but the man's name's Damien.
Or
they should do an angle where a hair versus hair match, and they shave Damien's head, and he's got the 666 birthmark on his head.
Or Dominique, he's from Phoenix, so that
Dirty Dom.
Phoenix is hell.
Dirty Dom, but he lived hell, a living hell when he did time in prison.
Mm-hmm. He's pretty hard. I heard that they named Dirty Dom and.
So what are they called? The Hellions of Hades? They just sit around trying to think of like terms that sound like badass and usually just sound like pathetic.
Stupid sounding.
Yeah.
That's got to be a Vince name because he's come up with some other ones.
Yeah, they said he came up with Dirty Dom, which I actually like. I like Dirty Dom, but the other one was Big Bronson. Anytime a guy's just called Big, especially today, like, they used to use a lot back in the day. Even then, it's not like really very like creative. This guy's Big John Studd. But like, I actually like Big Bill now, but the name is so generic, Big Bill, and now it's Big Bronson.
Yeah,
he's not even that big. He's short. He should be like Wide Bronson, Wide Load Bronson Reed.
I think he should be Futured Endeavored Bronson.
I kind of dig him.
I don't like him at all. I think he's awful.
I like the big dudes that can move around.
I haven't ever been very big on him at all because it's just, I don't know. I don't see much in the guy. I think they should just get rid of him.
The one time I ever saw him, I thought he's pretty good.
Fire him, get rid of him. I don't like him. He's been around NXT for a while, but
I thought you'd like him. He's kind of like shaped like Otis.
No, I like Otis way better.
Otis is cool. I like Otis. Mm-hmm. I used to like Otis. I don't know. It's so weird. I'm so distant from anything that's happening. It's weird for me to even say I like so and so because who knows? It might be like a milkman or something today. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, Jackie Jones, I'll talk about some stuff that you actually have watched. And one of the things that you watched and I know you did was Collision, where CM Punk debuted, or brought back his belt that he'd never lost, he says.
Yeah, which is true.
Mm-hmm. And he spray painted the X on it because that was his logo back in ROH, I guess. Like,
I mean, it's been his logo, I think, even pre-wrestling days, since 97. That's a symbol of being straight edge.
Yeah, I know. But, so did he like use it in school? Like he had
maybe. I mean, I've known straight edge people. They like him have either sometimes get straight on tattoos or put the X on there. Yeah. So I mean that has been a symbol. I mean you've seen the shirts for decades like this.
Well, I remember like back in the days, Kurt Loder, he reported on MTV News about the new straight edge movement. And like
you're just mad because you've been straight edge, but you never had a symbol.
I guess I'm guilty as charged.
You should just get a shirt with a big X on it, or just start spray painting your chest. Yeah.
I'm not a freaking X-Man, though. I mean,
How about maybe just carve an X in your forehead?
No.
That'd be pretty sweet.
That's like a Rob Zombie thing, ain't it?
Like Charles Manson.
Well, Charles Manson went one step further, and he made it the Japanese victory symbol.
No, that's actually reversed.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess it is. It's reversed.
Well, it's not one. It's not the Japanese victory symbol. It's something else. But yeah. No, I don't need a symbol. I'm good.
I was thinking about getting it myself. I don't have any tattoos. Let me get the X tattoos on my hand. I'll be like, hey, asshole, don't drink. No, I don't care if other people do.
Isn't that stolen valor, though? I mean,
What? I don't.
You don't now, but back in the days.
But that's not what straight edge means.
No, you're not allowed to claim that you're straight edge if you've ever drank.
That's not true.
I think it is.
No, I know it's not true. Many people are straight edge were addicts. And then you become straight edge.
I think they have a different classification. I don't think they're allowed to call themselves like
no.
The way.
I mean, even the group in WWE, they took like the addict and made her straight edge.
Buddy, I got my news from Kurt Loder back in the day. I know that's what he said.
You probably took a load from Kurt.
What?
I don't know.
I definitely don't want a load from Kurt Loder. He's like, I'm going to give you a load, intro.
But no, so I actually did a review of this show on the Jackie Jones show. So many people probably think I was friggin' loving this. I did like a lot of that promo. First of all, I thought that whole show was good. Collision's been my favorite show every week. It was bookend by like 2 great matches. But the that promo itself had some really good stuff in it, but it didn't quite land for me, some of the stuff in it. It kind of meandered around and never got to a lot of the points. I like the idea. I like the idea that he's got the belt. I'm not sure why it took so long for him just to bring it out, honestly, but I like the belt. I even like the spray paint. I know some people say people have done that before, and that's true, but I mean, everything has been done at some level. I think there's a little bit of extra oomph on where he spray painted the belt. I know it's directly in the middle of the X, but if you look at the X is also over the E, over the Elite, which I think is just a nice little touch there.
Well,
I like.
You got Dustin Nance here in the chat room. He says, wasn't he pretty much saying fuck the Elite?
That's how I took it, which I like. There was a lot of little digs at the Elite in this, which I like. And not necessarily for the reason you're thinking. You think, oh, he likes it because he does, he's taking Punk side stuff. I like it because it gives me hope that they're actually going to do the angle. Because it's the angle you have to do, especially it looks like they're going to re-sign. You have to do Punk and FTR, whoever, Punk's group versus the Elite group. It's going to be the biggest angle potentially in AEW history. It's what everyone wants to see. And the more I see hints that they don't like each other, to me, more likely that it's going to happen, or else they'd probably just keep that.
They're working together.
Yeah,
they're agreeing.
You know who else it worked? It really worked. Dave Meltzer. He gets legit upset anytime Punk says anything, even like hinting in promos about the Elite, and it's hilarious. Like he gets physically upset, like he's almost going to cry, and it's very funny.
Well, if he strokes out or something, will you
I
still
don't
be
want
laughing
or
at
nothing,
pain?
but
would you be like, look at
he's watching a wrestling show and he's getting all upset by like the angles.
Well, I get upset when I see Cody Rhodes. It's like, fuck that guy. It's just like, I can't stand that motherfucker. I hope he goes into SummerSlam and he loses again. That would be the best thing ever. And I seen that piece of shit saying he has no ill will towards AEW, and the only reason he wanted to leave was because he wanted to get the WWE title. Is there not a bigger mark move in the world? You're a freaking CEO of a company.
I agree 100%.
Or executive vice president or whatever they are, and he leaves because he wants the WWE belt. Just shut the. I can't stand Cody, but I'm sorry. We were talking Collision.
So this promo okay. So I have some issues here because I like the angle, and I'll love the angle if it's short term. So if if he's short-term, if you short-term have two champions. But you have to eventually have the match for the real world champion. Because AEW, I love the show and I love the promotion. One of the negatives is there are way too many titles. And I said this since people started yelling, what about WWE? For one thing, they could be both true. Both companies can have too many titles. And it really shouldn't have anything to do with the other. Just AEW itself has too many titles. So to have two world titles in a promotion already with too many titles is overkill. I think two world titles, it never makes a bit of sense anyway in one company. It makes no sense whatsoever. This angle makes sense because he didn't lose the title. So having it now, two separate titles, I'm fine with, but you have to do the match. If I didn't like already, he's already going to defend the title. So if this is just another title that's being defended, I'm not for that, especially if it's infinite. If it's just up until... Honestly, that's a match that would totally main event Wembley, the match for the titles, MJF and Punk. That would be great. That would be a great match to main event. The only problem is it's like 3 weeks away. You have to start, promoting this stuff.
Yeah, you gotta start putting this event over because they haven't really done a great job with
Punk that. Even mentioned it, like no one's... And it made it seem so strange. No one mentions Wembley, and it's almost like it's like some secret, like we're not supposed to mention it. Like, why? They should be promoting this to the high heavens. It's probably going to be, they're on track to being the biggest live attendance ever. It's going to be a top 3 anyway. You should be throwing babies in there every week saying, good Lord, look at what we're doing in Wembley. It's it's a huge achievement.
Exactly.
Without a card, and all these people bought tickets.
I do want to say this, though. I think it was a little strange that they had him pull out the belt on the show that the AEW champion is on, because he was the main event.
He was on that night.
And wouldn't you want the champion to kind of come up and rebuttal him a little bit?
And they could have really, even if they didn't want to do that tonight, they could have easily remedied that with the commentary or just a little bit thing saying MJF's mind is off this title match, the tag team title match now, because of Punk saying he's the real world champion. It would have been easier to, and it would have added to the whole show and to even to that storyline.
That would have been a nice, addition if they would have kind of played.
And you wouldn't have even had to take a long time. The promo backstage with them. And he's kind of looking off in the distance, and he's like, we got to stay focused on the tag match, like just something little like that, and it would add to the storyline that he's a little unfocused. And plus, since those guys are both baby faces at the moment, MJF and Cole, and really the crowd was wanting them to win, it would have helped the storyline. It would have gave him, and it would also made more sense. MJF guy taking the pin. It would have added, he had a reason. His mind was off the game because of the Punk promo.
Did you see that freaking Daxo? He was kissing the belt again. He's trying to work the marks.
That's good, though. That's good.
I don't like him trying to work my people. He needs to just cut that shit out. Cause I'm sick
that was good because it's a good tie back to before. You know what I'm saying? Because last time he did, they lost. So in your mind,
you're really exaggerated though. They really had their panties in a bunch on that one. You
started deep throating it.
He was, basically.
I agree with Simply Ravishing. Cole and MJF, whatever their plans were beforehand, we're gonna split them up, blah blah blah. Put all those on hold because it's the most over thing. You got to just run with it.
I like Vic Schiavone here in the chat room. He says Incher is totally right when it comes to Cody Rhodes. 100%.
So should they have won? I'm mixed. I would have been for it, but I'm not against them losing. I still think they should win them eventually, though. With the double clothesline. If they hit because we didn't get to see the double clothesline. They broke it up. That's what we want to see. The rematch, they hit the double clothesline, the place is going to erupt.
Or how about Roddy gets forced into a match where they're going for the trios, and they win that.
Nah.
And then you got Roddy all salty, and Adam Cole and MJF are the best of pals. I don't know. Could be interesting, but it's probably better to keep it like it is. But
the only problem with these two shows coming up, it's almost too.
Do you
need
think
two main
maybe
events,
that's kind of throwing a monkey wrench into the booking?
Yeah, because I heard Brian Alvarez
expect this team to get over.
Oh yeah, I assumed the idea was they were going to split up and then they were going to wrestle each other at one of the upcoming shows, which they still might, but I don't think it's going to be broken up. It does make it I think it makes it weird if they're wrestling each other as really good buddies and then they still have the match. I would just postpone their title match against each other for down the road, because I don't think it makes a lot of sense to do it at one of these upcoming
maybe Adam Cole could be like, I don't want to invoke my rematch just yet. We're getting
or don't even bring it up yet, because then down the road you have this, he could bring it up like, hey, remember we made this deal, and then honestly, I wouldn't even think of breaking them up for as long as this is so hot. I mean, maybe you get, who knows, maybe you get it years out of it. I don't know, but you get months out of it anyway. I would.
Yeah.
Because I think the swerve is always is MJF turning on, which really isn't even a swerve. That's what people expect. I would have Cole turn on MJF eventually when you do it.
I thought that was what was going to happen.
I did too, actually, after
Collision. I thought maybe they're going to have Cole turn on MJF because he is a great heel. I think he's probably a better heel than he is face.
Except for when they're together like this. But as a singles, yeah.
Yeah.
And MJF has proven, honestly, if they just go with it, the crowd loves him.
And it would be good stuff, yeah, for sure.
And the thing, people always talk about MJF being a great old school heel. He's just an old school wrestler because he does old school babyface stuff when he's playing the babyface. He's one of the few guys that really gets a good hot tag. He does simple stuff that really gets over, like the body slams and stuff.
Yeah.
He knows how to work the crowd using old school techniques as a heel or a babyface.
For sure. Gotta love him.
And if you do MJF versus Punk to combine the two titles, I think you go MJF as the face in that and run with Punk as the heel.
Mm-hmm. That would be good. I mean, because we saw like the beginning of a heel.
I think it's definitely the way it's going. It's going to go heel.
Just the way the momentum has gone in MJF being face. I think he's going to turn though. I don't
probably. I think it would be more surprising if they did the reverse though.
Yeah, I could see him going that way just to be unpredictable.
Yeah,
but I think he will turn. I don't think he wants to be a face. I think he loves being a heel.
I do too. But he can do it well.
He does do it well. Just very, very well. I mean, because like even at like signings and stuff, like he's got to be like a good guy, and like everybody talks about how him being such an asshole to him and everything.
And they actually like it.
Yeah, that's kind of
no
rare.
one really lives the gimmick that much anymore.
Mm-hmm.
He's a special talent though.
Mm-hmm.
Very few can be so over as a heel or a face. I honestly thought when they turned him heel the last time, it just wasn't going to work because they loved him so much they were going to still cheer him, but they didn't. He is so good that he turned them still against them even when he was getting all those cheers.
Yeah,
that's hard to do because a lot of guys today, once they get to a certain level, the crowd's just going to cheer them no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
It does make for interesting TV because I don't really know where they're going, and that makes for good television. My only issue is that those shows are coming up in a couple weeks.
Yeah,
I mean I'm gonna watch them anyway, but we should have like at least like the main events. Like
it's like you say, this could be like one of the biggest outdoor events, arena match, or arena show.
It's going to. It already is, but yeah,
and like they should really like try to like put it over, and
because
have like a hell of a card.
Yeah, it's successful right now. Imagine, if you have like dream matches on there, it's gonna. I heard like, and nothing against the guy, but I heard Meltzer saying like you have to have Will Ospreay on the show, and I'm thinking it would be fine if they did, but I think it's better not to, because he's not an AEW guy. He has great matches, don't get me wrong. I love watching him. Him and Kenny Omega are awesome together, but this is an AEW show. I think it'd be better to have Kenny Omega versus an AEW guy.
Well, Ospreay is from the United Kingdom, right?
Yeah, but I mean, he's not an AEW wrestler.
I mean, he has
I could see it. He has several, but I'm not saying I'd be against it, but I don't think it has to be. If I was in AEW and I'm a big guy, I'd be like, I'm one of the people that's breaking my body down for the show to get here. And then you're going down the idea of we're putting people in the big matches that aren't even under contract to your company.
Well, I think he would be a great addition to the show, and I think the fans would be very excited that he was there. So
I'm not saying it wouldn't be good, but I'm just saying I don't think he has to be on it.
I think he should have a spot, but I mean, you would
not even the AEW guy.
They would expect Omega and Ospreay, I think, and I don't think they're ready to do that quite yet. But
I don't think that's going to happen.
I do think it is bad though that they're kind of using this show. It seems like the precursor to All Out, and it's like because they're like first it's All In, and then it's All Out. And it's
it shouldn't be 2 weeks apart. I think that's a huge mistake. Mm-hmm. If anything, you should have just combined them into one big show. Some people kind of set themselves up to get mad about All In being a pay-per-view because they just assumed it was going to be some kind of network deal, but they never gave the hint of that happening. It was just kind of like we just assumed it for whatever reason. I think it's too much I'm going to get both shows. But I do think it's a lot to ask your fans to buy two $50 shows 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, back to back like that.
It's also a lot to book.
Yeah.
Two big pay-per-views back to back. How do you do that?
It feels like they're trying to be like New Japan, where they have like the January 4th shows where they have, shows back to back, but those are all within, Saturday, Sunday.
And you can't set up because usually a pay-per-view, something will be in that will either set up for a next big match either on the show or even the next pay-per-view. But you can't do that when the next one's the next week. So you can't do some big angle in the main event of All In that sets up the main event for All Out. If you do that, you're not telling anyone the main event of All Out until the 1 week before. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, this is something huge that would really get people to tune in. I mean, there is that one big angle. I mean, it's still looming over AEW's head. That's actually true. If you don't do the Elite versus Punk in some form at All In, but you set it up. That's about the only one
where they actually have, they have like interaction. That is huge. That would be big. And then the matches at All Out. That's pretty cool. Or even if the two that would work is that, or Punk and MJF both defending their titles at All In, and they have a face-to-face who's the real champion, and then at All Out we find out.
Stellar Steven here, he says Pac is their UK guy they could build. I'm not so big on Pac.
I actually really like Pac, but I don't think you could build him as like the main event of a show in a couple weeks of a main event of pay-per-view.
They're trying to use him as a face, and he's not necessarily a likable character. I'm not sure what they're doing with Pac. He's just not very likable dude, and they got him in the Death Triangle, and
I really thought he should be part of the family there once he walked out of, because it seemed like all those guys would go and join the what's his name,
Don Callis,
the Don Callis family, because I really thought that was when they walked out on the Combat Club, Blackpool Combat Club. To me, that should be the next feud. Then those guys that walked out on them, they should want revenge on the guys who walked out.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
then it would just make sense if they were part of the Don Callis family.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he would fit good in a group like that.
Mm-hmm. What do you feel about the whole Don grooming Jericho trying to get him in?
I find it very entertaining, and something I've said for years about Jericho is I think people should take note. If you want to stay a long time in wrestling, he's been around. He's been relevant since the mid '90s, and it's he kept himself healthy and all that and everything like that. He's entertaining, great wrestler, but he also reinvents himself all the time. He doesn't let his character get stale. So it's once I think he starts to think something's starting to run its course, he changes it up. He doesn't become a whole new character, but he changes up. Even just in AEW, he's gone through his character has gone through many changes already, and I think that's good. And so I really like it. At first, I really thought there was just no way he's going to join it, and I'm thinking maybe there is. I don't know. And it's also entertaining, the big oil painting and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that's pretty funny.
Did you like that?
And Don Callis, if it wasn't for Paul Heyman still being an active manager, I'd without a doubt just say Don Callis the greatest manager in wrestling right now.
It would be neck and neck for me. I mean, I think he's definitely up there. I mean.
And as much as I love Heyman, I do think there was some repetition to him over the last couple of years.
It's getting kind of stale. I'm not too big on this new Jimmy feud that you got going. I mean, it's like it's tribal combat, and it's just like tribal combat, and it's like, what does that entail? Like, Roman's gonna lose the head of the table moniker, I guess, and it just doesn't seem like that hot of a feud, you know? I mean, it should be, all things considered, but it just doesn't feel that hot to me. Don Callis, he's just the way he comes out there, and he's so unlikable, and just that smarmy asshole. And he's using like their past relationship to kind of like turn him one way, and he's swaying Jericho. Which Jericho, he's presented himself as a guy who's not easily swayed to go to he's normally the main dude,
right?
So it's interesting.
Well, I like that and I like that he's using like personal stuff, like he's calling upon, and I actually didn't even know they were like tag partners back in the day, so that's kind of cool. And I had no idea if Bad News Brown was even a manager, never mind their manager. So I like all this.
Yeah, he was like one of their main, like a big trainer or something of theirs, and you got the Jericho Appreciation Society. They're questioning Jericho, where his loyalties lie. But I'm sorry, the comb, the switchblade comb, like this isn't one, but it's a real switchblade. But he was using it like you gave this to me, and it's like I'm not really feeling that too much, dude. Yeah. Those things sell for like $2 at like a fair.
I used to win them at the fair.
Yeah,
in the push game, like you drop the quarters and the thing, and it would push out.
It's like, that's I don't think you can use that as like this is something you gave me. Like
I thought it was kind of funny because it's so ludicrous.
Yeah. But
I think that's the most underrated team, maybe in all of wrestling, though, is Daddy Magic, and
I think they should use those guys, and I think they would be great in the mix with all the tag team division. They don't seem like they put them out there to wrestle a whole lot. It seems.
No, I honestly think I remember when the Guns won the belt, which actually turned out in their favor because they've really improved a lot, and I think it did them well. But at that time, I thought that would have been a better team as a surprise win as the tag champs. Because I really think they could have a great run as tag champs. They're both, I think, I'm always big on Daddy Magic. They're both very entertaining. I think Daddy Magic is just like, I think he's great. I think he could be a big, just even standing there, I think he's entertaining. But I think they're just a great all-around team, have so much personality, and they're not, they're around, but they're not really used very much.
Yeah, they need to really, put them in a good angle and get them mixed in there with the tag teams that they got.
Yeah.
Speaking of the tag teams, though, they didn't really bring up anything about Billy Gunn putting his boots down.
Yeah, I know. I wish there would have been a follow-up on that, but I know it's just 1 week, but hopefully we get, because we didn't see the Acclaimed either, so hopefully it's followed through.
So, I mean, some sort of update on that storyline. I mean, that was a pretty big
Maybe we
storyline
get,
last week.
I mean, that would be a nice send-off, Billy Gunn's retirement match, in Wembley or something.
Mm-hmm. You got A.R. Fox. He's turned on Darby, and I really enjoyed that. He joined.
I did too. I'm really glad they're doing something with him because he came in, and I thought he's been really impressive, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
But he's always just not a job guy, but almost like a step above, where it's always competitive, but he never wins anything.
Yeah,
and I think he was getting close to just being a guy that, whatever, he's there, but never isn't really that anybody you care about. So I thought this was really good because it puts him in angles. It elevates him. I think it actually elevates that group too, because that group's been kind of shit. What is it?
The moguls.
Yeah.
I like Prince Nana. I like Swerve. The Agony team, what was their names?
Yeah, they look like to me like
kinda,
I should really be into them, but I'm just never into them.
It's just kind of flat. They need to.
And the first guys they had with them were just complete bombs.
Oh, the Trench and
Trench,
Boudreaux.
Yeah, Trench and not
Boudreaux's still there. I think he's with the.
He might have potential, but you couldn't just all of a sudden he's in this group.
He's pretty new.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't think he's been around the wrestling business for a while.
And I hate to say this is not his fault because that he just resembles Lesnar, but you have to he needs to do something different. He needs to make himself not resemble Brock Lesnar. I'm not saying get all emaciated or anything, but just change up his look some way so so you don't think, oh, this is the budget, Brock Lesnar.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I hear you there, but I'm glad that A.R. Fox is going to be getting the push, and I think that was a good angle for him. Although I did think because they brought Nick Wayne in. And Darby was, this is a guy from my past, and, I need to help him out. And then the very next week, he's like, A.R. Fox is a guy from my past, and he let me sleep at his house for free, and blah, blah, blah. It's you just did an angle like that. That is a little too close together.
Or you could have combined the two, here,
They were together, and A.R. Fox kind of turned on the both of them, maybe.
Yeah, because that would have been Heat too, just turned on Nick Wayne, who I like too, but hopefully he's around more. I don't know what you do with him right now, but I like him.
He's kind of plain. I mean, he's good in the ring, but it's but
he has more charisma than I thought when he's out in front of the people. I thought in vignettes, I really thought, oh man, this looks like a little kid, but when he was out there in front of the crowd, but then I found out he's wrestled for a lot longer than I thought and all over the world. They made it seem like this was his first time ever wrestling, which is good because I think that's good for the story. He's much more seasoned for a really young guy, is what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, I guess he's been doing it probably when he shouldn't have been doing it as far as well, there may be some laws against putting a kid in a ring like that, but
And back to Collision, though, that ladder match was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Andrade and Buddy Murphy. I never really thought I'd like either guy, but they've really won me over lately.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The Julia getting involved, trying to
that was awesome. Him climbing up Andrade climbing up the ladder with her on his back. I thought that was pretty awesome.
I was a little frightened for her. I was like, "What's he going to do?" But he just kind of gave her the push, and she fell.
Because Meltzer really went off on that, and I was thinking it wasn't I wouldn't really call that man and woman violence. I know and plus she did a lot of stuff to him. Now, if he would have just punched her in the face or something, I'd be maybe not so much. But it was literally he just pushed her back and she fell onto the audience.
Just a shove off the ladder.
I think
to a
fine.
table. He
I
should
thought it
did
was
like the
fine.
Dudley Boys did Dixie Carter.
Yeah. Because I'm not big on like man, but I didn't think that was like gratuitous or anything.
Yeah.
Well, there was another really good match on there too. Oh, of course, the tag match, the FTR. I honestly think I've been. Part of me didn't really want to like FTR because of all the hype and stuff, but there's no denying like when they're put in these matches, it's great stuff.
They definitely deliver. Yeah. I just think they need to cut down a little bit on their online activity. I mean, because
I kind of think they have.
Yeah, and I think just let the wrestling speak for you, because they do that very well and they are good at it.
Yeah, some of the best tag matches of the last couple of years have been with them, them and different teams, and also they're in with great teams too, which I think some people take for granted, or they act like these other teams stink or something. But a lot of great teams in AEW.
Yeah. Now, speaking of a great team, a guy, Mark Briscoe, he's they were a great team back in the day, him and Jay. But he's injured right now. Do you know like what extent his injuries?
I don't know. No, I just know that he was taken out of that Ring of Honor pay-per-view because he was injured, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's like I would like to see some sort of update on Mark because he was really killing it. I mean, with his bringing his dad in and all that. That was some really good stuff. And because they gave away that match where his dad and Audrey were wrestling with him. And
yeah, that was honestly that could have been on a pay-per-view. I know somebody on our group was like saying it was the worst thing ever, but I thought it was one of the most entertaining things ever on Rampage.
And it was just on Rampage, and then it's like, man, that was really good stuff for Rampage.
Yeah,
so good stuff. You had Britt Baker taking on Taya Valkyrie. Yeah, what'd you feel about that?
I honestly think I missed this match, but I saw the uproar about it being terrible, and then I felt bad for Taya because like people were saying like all this terrible things about her on Twitter.
I mean, I wouldn't say it was a terrible match, but it didn't seem like they were working well with each other, and I know some people said that like it looked like Taya was kind of giving her some receipts for like screwing up some spots, but I don't know if that was necessarily true. I mean, she definitely got on top of her, and it didn't look like shoot punches.
Oh, I did see this because honestly, that was because Taya missed her finisher there, and then I don't think she was hitting her either. But it was to make up. That was actually smart, I thought, because she missed the move, her finisher there.
Yeah,
and to make up for that, she goes into the ground and pound because that's trying to do something that looks violent to take the audience's mind off of the botch. I actually thought that was smart.
I think they were trying to work into something else and get her out of the finisher like she was supposed to.
Either way, that was a botch. Either way, it was botch.
Yeah.
And then she went into like a violent thing, which I actually thought was really smart because it took away from the botch.
Mm-hmm.
Ricky Starks did something similar a few weeks ago on Collision where he botched the spear, like a springboard spear, and then he went to something else instead of or he went to the crowd and started getting them pumped up. And I just made note of it. I was like, oh, that was good because it didn't give the crowd time to be like, you fucked up kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Definitely. But, yeah.
And people were really mean to her, though, calling her, like fat and ugly, and she looked like a man and all this like crazy stuff.
No, that's just crazy to say something like that. I mean, she's been with the wrestling for a long time now. I mean, she's been.
I like her.
I think definitely Mexico. I don't know about Puerto Rico. She probably has, and she speaks fluent Spanish. And
everyone has bad matches.
Lance Storm. Yeah, I mean. Yeah, everybody does have bad matches every now and then. So.
Yeah. And both of them have had great matches. So, And I think she's a good. They really need to work her into something and give her some wins because she always seems like she's the one that gets set up to lose. She never wins the big one, and that could hurt her, especially when she's so new to AEW. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
if she was around longer in AEW, it'd be different. But I do think she's someone you could really use because she's very impressive looking, especially if Jade doesn't come back, because you don't have any women that are really big and powerful.
Yeah. I thought
And
in
I think she
Lucha
would fit that role.
Underground, they had her with Johnny TV and Johnny Mundo and Lucha Underground. I think if they worked them together in a group again, and that would help her get over with the fans a little bit more, and I think it would be good. So maybe that would be a route that they might want to look into. But yeah, did you have any issues with the Darby Allin match with AR Fox, where not Darby Allin, Orange Cassidy, where he turned on Orange Cassidy at the end? He put the glasses on him, and then he broke the glasses.
Yeah,
and then
I
he
liked
beat up
it.
on Orange.
Yeah, I thought that was good.
Do you think they're going to continue anything with the Orange, or you think it's just going to go into Darby?
From what they're hinting towards
The Mogul
Orange versus Moxley, which I think might be on one of the pay-per-views.
Oh,
Which I really like because it's two big AEW stars.
mm-hmm.
I think it's good for Orange to be in there with one of the legit main event guys, and a lot of the crowd, like me, sees Orange as the main event guy. I think it would be weird to have that match on Wembley or something, though.
Yeah. And there hasn't been much of a build from what I've seen. I mean, what's the
Yeah, well, Moxley beat him up during that whole when everyone was like turning on each other there.
Yeah, okay. But they should probably play into it a little bit more. I mean,
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens there. They haven't announced any match yet between them.
But AR Fox, I think AR Fox and plus, it's good when you have a top guy going for one of the other belts, because you want those established as important belts. But Moxley has been multiple time world champion. It's a little weird that he's going for like the secondary championship.
Yeah.
I mean, it can be good if you're actually going to make this, which I'll be honest, people can laugh where they want, but I think Orange has been the best like secondary champion in wrestling. His defense of that title, it's kind of a silly title, the international title, but it's always one of the highlights of the show, I think.
Yeah. So, well, I hope
I don't even understand it, though, especially if you have two world titles. And what is an international title? Isn't that a world title?
Yeah, really. I hope that they get something going for this All In, though. I mean, we need some big angles. They need to fill that building, make it, huge, and we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, they've pretty much filled it already, but why not go over the top with it? Yeah,
you need a good show to go.
You don't want to like this packed house, and then they just see like
come out there and shit the bed.
It's like Big Bill, and I actually like Big Bill. I don't want to say Big Bill, but just some boob versus
Trench versus Parker Boudreaux.
Right, exactly.
The feud. And it's like, why'd you leave us back in the day? Why'd you leave us hanging?
And I've been very anti Brian Cage, so if he's listening or whatever. But him and Big Bill deserve a lot of kudos. They both improved a lot. Big Bill's got himself the best shape I've ever seen him in. And beyond that, though, both guys are showing much more charisma and personality in the ring. And I think Brian Cage has really taken the criticism to heart about work more like a big man. That's your strengths, especially in a company with a lot of small guys who already do flips and do them better than you. So instead of trying to do that, work as like a big guy. And I think he's been doing that. And I think that, that deserves credit.
You got
and also real quick, intro, I don't want to interrupt you, but the whole the blind tag tournament going in, I was like, I always like Lethal Lottery, but really the fun of it is doing the live picks, and they didn't do that. And I was like, it's kind of silly. But looking at it now, it made for really entertaining TV, and they got like two tag teams out of it. The Moxley and Cole thing, I don't think anyone could expect it was going to be so popular, and I think they've got a long-term team out of Big Bill and Cage.
Mm-hmm. Talking about Big Bill, he was in that battle royal with Satnam Singh. Satnam Singh was in there actually, wrestling a little bit, and he eventually got eliminated. It was pretty rough looking when they eliminated him, but I hope the big man's all right. But they definitely need to use him sparingly because it doesn't look like he's like great in the ring. So they protected him pretty well.
Then they've been used. I find him entertaining as just the muscle guy.
Yeah. But he is definitely very limited when
Yeah, I mean, usually guys that big are. There's very few that are like even decent, really. And and back in the day, you could kind of get away with it because people weren't really that like they didn't care that much about the in-ring quality.
Yeah.
There were people who did, but today it's really hard to have a guy that's not like halfway decent. Or have a guy that's bad. Like people are not gonna take to it, especially in AEW. I think really anywhere though. I don't think you can really it doesn't really work in WWE either.
Most definitely. But I gotta say, on Ring of Honor though, they had a standoff between Sonny Kiss and Dalton Castle because they were in a triple threat match. 3-on-3. And it was pretty fun. Just Dalton Castle, he comes out and he just grabs the cameraman and he's like, I know this is the first time you're doing this because he started taking him around in a circle and he's just his banter like before he gets into the ring. He's just awesome and they really need to use this guy more.
I'm a big fan of both of them. I think they really have missed the boat on both of them. Sonny Kiss could have been a star for them.
Yeah.
Especially honestly now, there's all the drag queen shows, and people. Anytime I've been seeing Sonny Kiss live, he's super over.
Yeah.
And Dalton, I just think is a legit can be a top guy.
Oh, for sure.
Could be your top guy in Ring of Honor. And I thought that was one of the worst things AEW's done is when he was on Dynamite and not just lost, but was squashed, all three of them. Like they were really used like they were just local job guys.
I do think he might need a singlet. The whole high tights thing, I don't think is looking. He has a back brace because I know he has back issues, but I just don't think it's very good.
It's very 80s wrestling to me. I think Lanny Poffo wore a high one like that, and then Nikolai Volkov and some of the guys wore very high. But it's out of place today
for this guy who's very fashionably charged up. I mean, I think they could work in a different type of ring attire for him that would suit him a little bit better. But.
And he's got no negatives. If that would be the biggest negative is the tights.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, the charisma's off the charts, great personality, and he's a great in-ring wrestler too. And deceptively strong, does all those really cool throws and stuff, which, I think you look at him and you wouldn't really think he'd be that kind of guy, but he is. So I've never really got the push for him. Never really going anywhere. I also I like the Joe Gravity, the match itself is whatever, but I thought it was very fun that the crowd loved Samoa Joe, and Joe just went with it and kind of wrestled as the baby face of the match with Gravity because they really were hating Gravity on Collision.
Did you see Gravity taking on Pac, and Pac was telling him not to forget him? He was formerly known as the man that Gravity forgot.
Right, that's pretty fun.
I didn't get that until the announcers brought it up, so I appreciate that they brought that up. But I was like, it would have been hilarious if I was thinking about it when Gravity came out, that Pac is taking on Gravity. I
do have one thing to say about your boy Rick Abani on Collision. He did make, I think, a big mistake.
I heard him kind of stumble
there's a couple things, but one thing that bothered me is during the final match, he was like, next week, FTR versus Big Bill and Cage. I'm like, don't tell us that, dude. Now we know he's going to win. At the very least, say the winner of this match will face Big Bill, Brian Cage.
Oh, did he? He said who
he said FTR will be facing Big Bill and Brian Cage next week.
Oh,
I was come on, man.
He just kind of stumbled, I guess. So that's not good. Well, I saw a graphic saying that Kevin Kelly and JR is about to come back, and I'm like, I don't really want him back, honestly. I
like
enjoy
Kevin Kelly.
Riccaboni because he doesn't insult the viewers by like just non-selling stuff and like.
Well,
JR
I don't think
would do
Kelly
that.
does either, but yeah.
Kelly puts it over, but you can tell it feels like Riccaboni is genuinely enjoying what
He has much more excitement to him.
And when you get JR, it seems like he's not enjoying what he's watching.
I agree. I would give him a shot on Collision just because it's probably a show more for him because it is a more old school style. But I agree though in theory because he has. I hate to say anything bad about him because he's had all these.
Down.
I'm not saying fire him or nothing like that, but yeah, it can be a detriment to the show. It kind of just makes you feel bad. There are times he's very fun, but usually not a whole show ever.
Yeah, I mean maybe it is just he's older now and
he's had a lot of issues.
He has,
and I'm not saying I don't understand that but I agree though. It doesn't make for a fun time when he's like that.
Yeah, because it definitely seems like he is not enjoying what he's watching. And I'm not saying like he should enjoy what he's watching. I'm just saying if you're the announcer, you have to
put that's what people used to say about Tony at the end of WCW. Like he was putting stuff over that wasn't very, very good. But what's the alternative? He's like, hey, you're watching some real stupid shit right now.
Yeah. I mean, you'll get that bowling shoe ugly line from JR, and you're
that
like,
kind of stuff's not too. But it's more noticeable now as opposed to. I think he would do that sometimes, but it was more subtle, and now it's more clear that he just doesn't think it's good.
Yeah. So when you get Ian and he's calling it, it just feels like I'm watching a show with a buddy, and he's enjoying this as well as I'm enjoying it, and it's just like. JR, you're just like, this is like Cornette calling the show or something. It's like, it's like he's not liking it. He's just going through the motions so he can get his paycheck, and that's not good for the fans, I don't think. But I mean, I love JR in the past, and he has done some tremendous work.
Yeah.
The Stone Cold stuff, some of the most legendary call outs that you'll ever, by God, he's broken in half.
Yeah. That's why
that's like one of the most over lines you hear people say.
Oh yeah, I don't know if that era would be the same. Like when you think of all the big stuff in the Attitude Era, a lot of it's with Jim Ross's voice. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But yeah. So I just it's just a shame that like his enthusiasm isn't there. I mean, he could be like you say going through a lot of stuff. But I know, like,
I would give him a shot because, like guys like Andrade and the House of Black, I can tell they're way more motivated and putting on much better performances. So maybe he would be the same. I don't know.
I also think CM Punk calling out that he's happy that Collision is his show. I think that was also another.
Yeah. I like that kind of stuff though. It's if you're working towards them eventually facing each other. And if you are going to have two different shows, I think it's good that they're different and that there's pride on each show. So it's not necessarily people say they're splitting the audience, but I don't think so. You're watching two different shows, they're under the same umbrella. It's kind of fun to be like, because they would try to do that in WWE. But for the whole year, no one cared. Then at one show, it would be like, oh, who's going to get the bragging rights? But the rest of the year, no one gives a shit. It's just kind of stupid.
Exactly.
Greetings from Atlantic City from Ibzan Arroyo.
Thank you.
So we're going to give out this link.
Mm-hmm. Get some Zoomers, or not Zoomers, what do you call them? The callers.
I'm just going to call them video, I guess.
Video callers. Yeah, definitely look forward to hearing what's on. I know Lexar was at a show. He's probably looking forward to tell us about it.
They stabbed a man in the ball sack with a rusty butter knife.
I seen he saw a crucifixion or something like that.
Yeah, you're always up on that.
some lighthearted stuff. Yeah.
You always love that. It's always good to watching the wrestling.
So
Ibzan's been a listener since 1979. I mean, since 2005.
it was the summer of '79.
Ooh, yeah.
Tuned into In
Back
Your
in the
Head.
summer. I think we should go
Intro
back.
wasn't even alive yet.
How about this idea? What if we started doing time machine shows where we, quote unquote, travel back in time and talk about the week in wrestling?
Yeah, I like that idea. That's a good idea. You shouldn't give away ideas like
That's
that
very
just
true.
here on the show.
Yeah, I actually gave an idea recently, or yesterday, to, do you know Shuli from the...
Julie Agar, yeah,
Yeah.
from the Howard Stern show.
Yeah, and he told me it was genius. And apparently they're going to do it on his podcast. And he wouldn't know how to credit me because he's going to use the idea. So at the very least, I'm getting some credit. So that was cool.
Yeah. Julie, he's a big wrestling fan too.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, they've had like Eric Bischoff and stuff on their podcast.
Yeah.
I listen to some of that stuff when I'm walking around sometimes. That and Kevin Brennan.
Yeah.
He's a very angry man, but I kind of dig him. So while we're getting the Zoomers in real quick, want to shout out. All you got to do is join here. It's $3, $5, and $10 tiers. You get all kinds of cool stuff. You can get little cool emojis. You get a badge for $3. You will also get archives of the Jackie Jones Show on the $5 tier, the Hall of Famer. You get all that stuff. Plus, you'll get exclusive, remastered, unedited, original in your head episodes and shout outs on the show. And then the $10 tier, you will get producer credit. And I will follow you all over the internet. We'll call you guys out in 1 second, but real quick, thank you to Headyverse members Travis Sandal, Craig Jolly, Steven Butler, Raider Dre, and the Hall of Famers, Steven Simmons, Simply Ravishing, Mikey B, Vic Schiavone, Brian Matthew Clutter, Dadpool on YouTube, Double Guns, The Geek Getaway, and Tech Dingoes, our newest Hall of Famer, and our producers, El Santos World and Bruce's Ghost. Thank you, guys. Boom. Look at this, Incher. Ibzan's on the line. I was thinking he's just some guy who made up a name. He's probably wacky using a synonym. But no, he's a real man. He's right here. That's not Nikhil with his beard shaved off. That is Ibzan Arroyo, first time video and into the show. What's up, my buddy, my pal, my amigo, my compadre?
Mm-hmm. I could tell it wasn't Nikhil because he didn't have that little look in his eyes like Nikhil.
Oh, man, Nikhil's a good man. Just like Ibzan.
Mm-hmm.
You're a little low, Ibzan, though. Your volume's a little low.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta mess around with it in the settings. It's like under
Let me
audio.
try it. I'll try to boost your audio.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's a little bit better.
Okay, cool. I remember in 2005 we used to do the radio, and I would continually listen to it when I first heard it on YouTube.
Good man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was like we said with Mike McGurk and everyone else.
Yeah. Psycho Sid was always a great interview. And,
Multiple time guest.
One thing I want to tell you is that on Wednesday nights when I do a podcast with Tom Pritchard, when we were at the Draw's funeral in Mays Landing here close to Atlantic City, I didn't get a chance to tell him that you're going to interview him. So I have to talk to him this Wednesday night, and I'll bring your name into consideration.
All right, very cool. Yeah, he's been on the show before. We met him at a fan fest, so that'll be good. Also, I don't think I've told Incher this. Coming up on the show, not only Sean Oliver will be on Incher, but along with Sean Oliver, Todd Gordon will be on. They'll be on together to talk about the new book that they co-wrote.
Oh, that's
okay.
awesome. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll see what Tom says.
There can be
Wednesday
more
night.
than one guest on the show, Ibsen.
Okay. Well, I'll see what Tom says this Wednesday night, and I'll pass along to you.
All right, very
Through,
cool. We
YouTube.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. And I hope to see you guys near Philly when it's WrestleMania season.
All right.
Yeah. WrestleMania is going to be in Philadelphia.
So anybody out there with some pesos and you want to bring in your head to Philly, Intra and I will do it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do
Are
it.
you guys close to me or not? Or are you guys out west?
I'm not that far. Neither of us are that far from Philly.
No, it's kind of in the middle.
I'm in Massachusetts. Intra's in the WV.
Well, I'm born in Boston, so I love.
Oh, very cool.
Massachusetts.
Yeah, I'm on the Cape, but I go to Boston quite a bit.
Okay, and 1 inch bicep. Where's he at?
I'm in West Virginia, so it's
Okay,
a
you're
little
south.
yeah.
And Bruce?
Me, I live in Iowa, so I'm like in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Literally. Mhm.
Wow.
You can
Yes.
join like the clan or something though out there.
Yeah.
No, you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I met the Wu-Tang clan.
Hell yeah.
I don't think
RZA,
Jack
Jizza,
Gillen's fan.
Ghostface Killer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
They're
And
cool.
I don't think Lexar's too far from Philly, but I don't know if we want him there.
I'm from Jersey.
That's not very far at all.
What part of Jersey? South, where I'm at? Where?
Essex County,
Oh, you're up north. You're way up north.
up north.
What, near Patterson or Plainfield or where?
I'm near Bloomfield.
Okay.
Near,
Yeah, Bloomfield near the mall, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Near the
I
mall.
was there.
Wayne Willowbrook. Yeah, that's where I live at. Yeah. Well,
Sweet.
I live
El
in Newark,
Santos
so-
World says Lexar could definitely join the Wu-Tang clan.
Uh,
I could see that.
yeah, old dirty bastard died, so they need a replacement for him.
Yeah, you could be young dirty bastard.
Yeah.
You have to show up for WrestleMania, all four of you. Show up for WrestleMania.
Yeah, that'd be sweet. I like the old school WWF
I'd like
shirt.
to.
I used to have a hat just like that. At the time. In fact,
Yeah.
I'm even in an old WoW magazine wearing it.
Yeah. But the crazy thing is about I wanted to wear this today because in Draws and Memorial I gave Dr. Tom a limited edition lapel pin with this logo,
Oh, very nice.
and he wore it, and the three of us, me, Tom, and Bruce, we were in the Press of Lang City newspaper the next day.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah, Bruce Pritchard. Bruce Pritchard. He was there. It was a surprise. Tom didn't tell me, but he showed up, and I was like, what? I was expecting Tom. I didn't expect Bruce to show up.
Yeah.
So it was all right. Very somber mood, but I can tell Draws was loved.
Yeah. Yeah. No one ever says anything bad about him.
No.
Yeah.
And again, and then I remember Tom, when we were talking 2 weeks ago, he said that Corny said that he was always upbeat and never mad at the wrestling business because of the accident.
That's good. I mean, I saw someone say, like, most people don't have the issues that he did, obviously, and but he stayed positive and
Yeah. Sweet.
lived the best life he could.
Yeah.
I put the devil on my hat, Incher.
Oh my goodness.
It's MJF.
Is
That's
it
Stevie, right? Stevie.
Toronto Stevie?
Where's he at?
Big
Canada?
Stevie Cool. Yeah, up in Toronto.
Oh.
You gonna make the trip to Philly for WrestleMania?
Stevie won't even go to shows in his own town. He's like,
Wow.
Yeah, he's like a bubble
scared.
boy.
Yeah, he lives in the
Not
bubble.
good.
WrestleMania, a fighting to survive. Kick it up or pump it up, I think. But whatever.
Yeah.
Pump it up, pump it up. I was wrong. I'm actually wearing a different hat in the WoW magazine, but I used to have a hat just like that. It was an old trucker hat from the 80s. And it had that cool
Really?
logo.
Wow.
You need to get one of those Jake Hager hats so you can be like,
Actually, that's what this is, except for it's not purple.
yeah,
But that's exactly what it is.
Wasn't
Jack, who's your next guest to interview?
Probably Sean Oliver with Todd Gordon. Yeah, that's what this is, Intro. It's a bucket cap.
Yeah.
I've actually started wearing these. You like it?
I like it. I love it.
Where they sell them at?
Look at this. See? This was a different hat, but they're in the old WoW magazine incher.
Wow,
World
Bob
of
Backlund.
Wrestling. Early, I don't know what year that's from. So it says Neil Jones of Sandwich, Mass. poses with Bob Backlund in a photo taken in Hyannis, Massachusetts. Neil wrote that for a $10 donation and Backlund's campaign for Congress, you got the T-shirt signed by Backlund. Team WoW definitely digs an old school World Wrestling Federation hat that Neil was sporting.
Bam. You miss your buddy Bob Backlund?
Yeah, he was very nice, honestly. And he did not make me say all the presidents in reverse.
It was cool.
I had that shirt upstairs somewhere. I could bring it down sometime. It's Bob Backlund for Congress, and he signed it. He did not win, though. He did not win Congress of Connecticut.
He has an oil company in Connecticut.
Yeah, he wasn't even part of the show. It was a WWF show at Cape Cod Melody Tent, and he was just outside. He wasn't with the company at the time. He was just outside campaigning for Congress. And I was actually wearing, you can't see it on that hat, actually. I just happened to be wearing my Bob Backlund for President pin on my hat. That was from like the 90s. This was, I think, early 2000s.
They need to dub that the Abdullah position. Like whenever somebody's just outside, not even booked for the show, they're just getting.
I did see Bob Backlund
wrestle
at that same venue, though, in the 90s. In one of the worst matches I've ever seen in my life live. It was Bob Backlund versus Man Mountain Rock.
Oh, yeah. I saw that on Superstars one time.
It was horrendous.
Did you tell him that?
No. And I like both guys, but oh man, it was bad.
Horrible.
It was weird because I don't know if they ever even got in the ring together. Like Man Mount Rock was playing the guitar, and Bob just was running around the arena like holding his ears, and then he started crawling around on the floor and yelling. It was very bizarre. And then I think he just got knocked out or something.
Yeah.
Ghost, now that he's all high from sniffing his markers earlier.
Whoa!
Do you have anything on your mind about the world of professional wrestling?
Well, Pee Wee Herman died this week.
Yes, rest in peace, Pee Wee.
I'm surprised he wasn't in a wrestling angle at some point. But
He wasn't he? I think he was.
Yeah, he's a general manager.
Yeah, he's a general manager. Raw.
Yeah, 2019.
hell yeah.
It was a pretty awesome show too, Pee Wee. Yeah.
We gotta honor that show then. Remember that. I don't know. Yeah.
So, on my walks, I go for a walk every day, and there's a house that has a Pee Wee Herman doll in a tree outside the house. And like at Christmas time, they put a Christmas hat on. During the winter, they put a scarf around them. At Easter, they put like Easter. They always decorate them for whatever time of the year or holiday. And so I assumed something was going on today, and I walked by, and boom, that was the tree today. They had him with a little sweater on and a little chalkboard that says "Rest in Peace, Pee Wee," and a little glass jar with flowers in. I thought it was very nice.
Wow.
And for the first time, I actually saw the woman who does. I didn't know who it was. I just knew it's outside, and she was there. A little old woman who does it, which I thought was pretty cool.
Wow.
People on Facebook ask me, why don't people steal it? It's like, you'd be an asshole to walk around and steal a friggin' Pee Wee Herman.
Wow.
I've told you though, your neighborhood is like so like nice to each other. There's no way like we could
That's
have
the way
like,
it should be.
We could have an honor system where we buy eggs and just
people up the street from me, they sell eggs and homemade jams and stuff. And they have a cooler with the eggs, and the jams are like on a little case. And it's honor system. They just have a box. You put the money in, and you know.
There's no way that would
Even
happen.
if they're not home, you can just go and buy the stuff.
The people
Way
would just
different
steal the
neighborhood
money
than
and
Detroit,
the-
Philadelphia.
Yeah, that's a better. Don't you think that's better though?
It is better,
Hincher's
but that's-
pissed. He's like, I want to go steal everything.
That's just not the way it would work. I mean, they would just steal everything.
I know Lexar's looking. He's probably wanting to just come down and start stealing everything.
Yeah, the drug addict of the family goes and steals all the eggs and tries to sell them for drugs.
Yeah.
Boy,
Quarter for an egg.
fresh eggs are really good.
I got some eggs. Yeah.
Adrian Street, though, he actually passed
Yeah,
away as
but
well.
both on the same day. That's very unfortunate. Adrian, I tried to get on there. I talked to him on and off for years, but he was very nice about he just wanted payment to come on the show, and we don't pay anyone to come on the show, but that's fine. But yeah, so on Facebook, he was sick and he had brain surgery, and then a couple days and was sent home, and then a couple of days later he passed away. But a really talented guy, a great gimmick. And stayed in great shape. He was in his 80s and still in great shape.
WWE had one of the screens at the beginning of the show for him, rest in peace screen. And so that was pretty cool. Sorry, I'm stepping on Stevie's raw.
As Tazo's telling the Incher, don't try that in a small town, Incher. Don't steal Pee-wee in a small town.
There was a live virtual signing of Damien Sandow, and it's on YouTube. You can look it up. When at that moment they said Pee Wee Herman died, and he was like shocked, and he looked like he was about to cry because he said they were best friends. He said every Christmas and every birthday that Pee Wee will call Damien Sandow.
Hell yeah, I believe that.
Cool.
Yeah, you
That's
can check it
sweet.
out. He's like, what? He was signed one of the action figures, the newest ones. He's like, what? Pee Wee just died, and you can see his reaction. Like, he didn't want to. He tried to stay professional.
Yeah, I'm a part of his fan club, and I think I'm one of the bigger Pee Wee Herman fans in the world. Like straight up, I have 4 Pee Wee Herman T-shirts that he sold himself.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, my friend Annabelle, I do the Without Your Head
I
With,
love
is a big fan.
And I ride bicycles, so I love I'm a Pee Wee Herman Mark. Yeah. Anyway.
Very good.
Well, one of the best episodes, I've seen it recently. It was Pee Wee Herman was the guest star on it. Was it what's the name of the show? 311 or 314 or what was that show?
Oh.
It was one of the best guest appearances because they all were trying to buy stores, trying to buy toys.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
and they came in and the guy starts robbing the place. It was actually the guy from Weekend at Bernie's.
I've seen that. Yeah.
And he was.
It's an old clip of it was Alice, or something, or the Jeffersons spinoff or something.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's what it is. And Jack A is in it, and I think Jack A is hot. Oh.
But then he comes in and he has a whole. It's one of the best guest appearances ever. It was really great.
He's badass.
Yeah.
I'm a super fan, so I saw that.
It's a super fan. He's super fanny. Yow! Super.
You guys going to Detroit for SummerSlam? Anybody?
Detroit.
Nobody?
Lex, are you going to Detroit? Do some carjacking?
He said no.
I've been to Detroit once. I was outside of Detroit.
Did you show the girls your 1-inch bicep?
Whoa! Did you show the girls the ding dong?
We went to the Jimmy John's and they were just they were like, who the hell?
You went to Detroit just to go to Jimmy John's?
We were buying something at the time.
Jack,
what were you buying?
Jack, he said, here, I'm going to show you my Johnson.
Probably.
Jeez, I was with my dad. I wasn't going to be doing that. I'm and they'd probably arrest me for that if I just went.
No, in Detroit, that's normal. Like in Philadelphia when I was raised. Stuff like that's normal.
Is there anything to do in Detroit, itself?
Go to Well, the Gathering's not even in Detroit, is it? They always like rent a field or something like that.
It's going to be Nails. Is gonna be
WrestleMania
there.
3 if you got a time machine.
Yeah, Nails
Dr.
is going to
Detroit
be there.
there.
Yeah,
Nails.
yeah,
That's cool.
yeah. His first appearance, they said, in 20 years, public appearance.
Wow. Yeah,
He's a
I know.
headliner, yeah.
I know. Mike Johnson just did the interview with him.
Yeah, through High Spots. Yeah, that's what there's. It was given like 3 weeks ago.
This isn't accurate, but I won't go for it.
Yeah, I think he even took a picture with his Hasbro Nails. It was online.
Yeah.
like, for 2 straight days.
He still had the like he's obviously older and not as pumped, but he still had that look, that intense look.
Yeah, he still looks the same.
I'd stay away from Nails. That is one, like, there's not too many shoot interviews anymore that I'd get excited about, just because there's been so many.
Yeah,
there's
but
very
that's one
few
worth
people,
waiting for.
but that's one actually I want to check out, is the Nails one, because we have not heard.
Yeah, that's one guy that we have.
He told he told through High Spots he'll sign anything. That SummerSlam weekend, he said anything. He said anything and everything except one thing. Nothing that says you deserve it, Vince.
You deserve getting choked, but yeah.
Yeah, so he said apparently the promoter bringing him in. He said he'll sign anything, everything, his name, his wrestling
I'm really
name, whatever.
Yeah, I need to listen to this and watch it, because I don't even know. I've never heard. No one's heard his side of what happened, so this is interesting.
And it's given, they're doing pre-sales for the shoe interview, and he says he actually goes in length about what happened.
Yeah, I think you have to. Yeah.
Yeah, according to him.
Yeah, there's not too. I'm trying to think. Like when Flair first did one, it was big, but now it wouldn't really be that big of a deal now, since he's done so many interviews in his own podcast. Who would be? Who's left? Undertaker obviously was, but he's done lots of stuff now. Who would be, like, Vince? I guess.
No, because he did the Pat McAfee interview. No, remember that. The interview.
Yeah.
They were just kissing each other's ass. Like,
even with Brock Lesnar too. He did that.
Yeah, like, if you had like I don't know if he would even answer, but if you could get like a real interview with Vince where like people could just ask him anything.
So
I don't know if he would. He probably wouldn't. I don't think he'd cry. He'd probably.
He
just
had
get
that
pissed,
Bob
but...
Costas one where he was sitting down and he was grabbing his papers and stuff, and he's like, "You're going to ask the hard questions." And...
Or attacking like Bob Costas. Remember?
Yeah.
Is there anybody left that like you've not heard a shoot interview? Linda McMahon, maybe.
Yeah, I was gonna say Linda.
Sting, has Sting done one?
Yeah.
Sting's done one. So did Shane too with Mankind.
And Sting's really not a good interview, honestly. I mean, I like Sting a lot, but he's not very interesting when he does interviews.
You could get Dominic Mysterio with his like Eddie Guerrero stuff. Like back in the day, what it was like, kind of.
I don't put that in the same boat as getting Nails.
That's the show. Sorry, I couldn't remember the name.
227. Damn, that's like late 80s, early 90s.
Pee Wee did a guest appearance on this, and it was really good. Sorry, I just wanted to tell everybody.
So JoJo Brown's all excited that Kid Rock's going to be at SummerSlam.
Hell yeah.
He's going to be shooting beer cans.
Ooh, I got a Kid Rock hat. Oh, I'll go get it.
I won't be surprised if there's a riot in Detroit.
Just gotta like do this and like fucking. Yeah,
I thought like it was a legit, like it was like you had this hat that said "I love Kid Rock" on her.
Same here. I thought the same thing.
I was like, "What the hell?" But
Alexa, you got a hat like that?
No.
I got a hat. Got bananas on it.
I think we've established that earlier, haven't we?
This is my Psycho Ape hat. I'm gonna be going out filming Psycho Ape in a few weeks. Psycho Ape 2.
Are you going to be mauled by an ape? Is one going to rip you in half?
No spoilers.
No spoilers.
Jack, you said you're in Massachusetts?
Yeah.
Okay, so did you go to the New England Fan Fest this weekend?
I wanted to. I was planning on it, but unfortunately, the hotel it was at was very, very expensive. It was over $300 a night, so I decided.
That's nothing
against
to
it.
you, man. Come on, how many people you interview? You got money.
No, it'd be like $1,000 for a weekend.
Yeah, Mike McGurk.
I really, yeah, it was a loaded show. It was the last one. I regret not going, but I saw the pictures and I like that show. I like Joseph Bruner runs it. They always bring in a lot of cool guests and stuff that's kind of out of the box. Like they had Mim and they had a lot of cool guests. A lot of ECW guys, a lot of like 90s WWE guys that you don't really see anywhere. It was good. Yeah. Cool show.
And they had rare appearance by the two photographers, Tom Buchanan and Fred Taylor.
Yeah, like I said, people that you don't really see. Yeah. Charlie Mim, I think, was his first time.
Yeah,
ever
Charlie
anywhere.
Mim, I remember him. Yeah, and Kevin Dunn. No, not Kevin Dunn. I think Bill Dunn, the ring announcer.
Yeah. When they first said it, I thought they were bring in the architect wrestler, the Disco Inferno.
Same thing, yeah.
I was like, what? But yeah, I was like, oh, okay.
300.
So
yeah, it was unfortunate, but
you should use the credit line of 1 inch bicep. He has good credit.
I could have put on credit.
I got pretty decent credit. I have to say.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
You've been hacking into my account or something?
No, I've been listening to interviews. I told you, I've been listening to you guys like for a decade and a half.
And I put it over in the past?
Yeah, you keep boasting about it.
Oh, okay.
So, come on.
I can pull up my credit card.
See, I'm a true fan of this channel. Come on.
He's a good man. Lexar, what's on your mind? Looks like you're meditating.
Nope.
Just want to sleep.
Yeah.
Hey, did you sell your WWE? Did you sell your ring apron?
No, it's in the closet. I put it in the same box that it came in a closet.
What the hell? Your aunt paid a fortune for it, and you just throw it in the closet.
It was on the wall for a couple weeks.
It kept going on him while he was sleeping, and he's like,
I'm gonna try to readjust everything, but it's gonna take a couple weeks.
Couple weeks?
Yeah, I have to look for a new job.
All the blueprints and stuff.
It's gonna be on sale.
What? What was gonna be on sale?
WrestleMania tickets.
What's that have to do with the ring apron?
He needs to get a job so he can buy tickets.
But what's that to do with the ring apron?
I'm not sure.
Why does that take?
It's gonna take more time to readjust the ring apron the way I want to, so it's gonna take.
It takes you 2 weeks to order WrestleMania tickets. You just sit there like all day on your computer.
That's dedication.
Yeah, it's like stock. He wants to make sure the price goes down.
Your stories never make any sense. It's like, I gotta go to bed tonight because my mom's going shopping next week. I was like, what?
My aunt's not here though. She already left.
I was wondering if you took her to that show that you went to this weekend.
No, she left before I went to that show, and it was a great show. Neko Butcher and Alex Colon put on a banger main event. I had a picture with Madman Pondo.
That's cool.
That's really cool.
Mm-hmm. Former guest on this very same podcast.
It's good, man.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let anybody tell you different.
I tried to get a picture with Shao WX, but the guy told me I have to pay up for a photo and autograph. So,
how much was that?
$50.
$50.
Actually, it's like 25. But if you want that and a photo with an autograph, it's 50.
I want to show you this, Lexar. Earlier this evening, had me a scratch off, and I won $50 if I can get it to focus.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's on the bonus up there.
Now you can go and buy your ticket to Detroit.
That's right.
Greyhound bus.
Actually, you know, it was weird. I when I was getting tickets to LA, you could get There was low as
look at him, look at him,
$97.
$20.
$50.
That's for the Uber, right?
Yeah.
Nah.
Have you played the Mega Millions?
It's
I've got
$1 billion tonight.
Got me 2 tickets right here.
Did I ever tell you how much you mean to me, Inchman?
1 inch bicep for SummerSlam?
Mm-hmm. If I win the Mega Millions, I'll go to SummerSlam.
Where's
You go to
SummerSlam
every
at?
Way out there.
You go to every wrestling show that there is.
I'll be the new super fan. I'll push the guy with the hat out of my way, and the other dude who's always there with his mom, it looks like.
Who's Vladimir? The one who's always showing up? Those events?
The one with the long hair, it's like, I think that's his mom that's like sitting beside him. I think.
I don't know.
He hasn't been there in a while.
I don't know. Yeah,
He
I
hasn't been there in a while.
Yeah.
It's just a guy in a green shirt.
Yeah, I've seen him.
Whatever happened to tie-dye guy?
He was in a show, I think he's close to Florida. So
I used to see him once in a while. I would see him in Connecticut, too.
Oh, really?
He really smelled bad.
Wow.
Interesting.
Maybe they should change his name from tie-dye guy to no deodorant.
I think he never washed the tie-dye shirt.
Yeah. Then if he gives it to a fan, forget it.
Imagine like going to a show and you're sitting beside him and he's just like stinking like he's the freaking Sasquatch or something.
Lexar wouldn't mind as long as he wasn't making out with anybody.
He'll look at the fans like, you're the one who smells.
Would you rather, Lexar, sit next to someone with really bad body odor or sit next to a couple that are making out?
I with bad body odor. I just like focus on the match and not the smell because the air conditioner is on. So the AC wind blows away the odor at times.
No, you can't put up with two people, kissing and hugging,
Motion, yeah,
fingering, and
fingering.
Whoa!
Save that garbage to the hotel.
Really into that match. Stevie, what's on your mind, my buddy, my pal?
He's ready for bed.
Yeah, so I heard that that exotic Adrian Street passed away, and
yeah, that's unfortunate.
I remember, I guess this must have been like the early '80s when he was working for Crockett. He was feuding with Jimmy Valiant. Exotic Adrian Street versus Jimmy Valiant. And I remember watching one week where he had like a rock in his glove and he smashed Valiant in the face with a rock. And
oh my,
yeah, that was. But then he later turned babyface and teamed with Valiant against, I think it was Paul Jones's guys. But yeah, I remember. He was like. That was a for that period, a controversial character, because he was very flamboyant, I guess.
Probably be really controversial for today.
Yeah, just like Adrian Donis. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's way ahead of his time.
Yeah, that was way ahead of like when Adrian Adonis came later and kind of did the same gimmick. But well, watched.
I think the Adrian gimmick was more mean-spirited.
Yeah.
But so do you want to get to the Raw report?
Yeah, but the only other thing I watched was Collision. So Punk brought out his belt. So I guess they haven't announced a main event for All In London, but it's certainly, I mean, like one good main event would be Punk versus MJF if they want to do that. But
what if the Elite brought out their old belts and said, "Hey, we never lost our belts either," and they spray like AEW on it or something? I don't know.
You know what? It has an AEW logo on it, so.
Well, they make another one.
Yeah, it's the two things I said for the big main event. You either have to do the big Elite versus the versus Punk FTR, or do the title match to combine the two titles. I do not want to see both belts as permanent things defended on the company. You already have too many titles. 2 world championships are crazy.
Got Claudio with the ROH belt too.
Yeah, you have belt. Samoa Joe's got a Ring of Honor TV belt. There's just too many belts on there. A fake belt that's now a belt that's like actually defended. With the FTW title.
But it means something now because Jack Perry touched.
I like Jack Perry, but I don't really understand when Jerry Lynn came out and said like we paved the way for you. Like, I don't see any connection to Jack Perry and ECW.
There's a connection, Jack. You're just not looking good enough.
I'm not. I actually think the angle could go cool ways, because if you have Jungle Boy beating up Jerry Lynn, that's a lot of heat. And then you could bring in, Dreamer, Sabu, Bubba Ray Dudley. Yeah, anyone. Any of these ECW names. I always enjoy seeing them, so don't most fans. And that is a lot of heat when you have a young guy beating up the ECW legends.
See, Jack, you're not seeing the connection between
I just don't see the connection between
Jack Perry and his father, who nothing was more hardcore than 90210. Nothing.
It's true.
You missed that connection. I'm surprised you missed that one. Jeez.
I will admit and I'm not trying to be, I'm not trying to be an edgelord to be like I don't watch anything cool, but I've never seen an episode of Beverly Hills 90210.
So there's Jason Priestley and what Perry?
Luke Perry.
Luke Perry's. That's Luke Perry's son.
That's his son.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, that's not his son.
Way over his head.
And Luke Perry has died, apparently.
Yeah, he's dead,
he passed away.
Yeah, unless he faked his death like Lincoln.
Okay, he might have done that. He was like trying to James Dean it.
Theory. I'm going to start that as a conspiracy theory that Lincoln faked his death and he's still alive.
Wow, that's a whole other realm
Tupac too.
for me.
Yeah, he's just hanging out with Tupac, Abe Lincoln, and Tupac, and James Dean. And
for the last 2
Elvis.
decades in Atlantic City, they say Tupac's been living in Cuba.
Yeah, and Lincoln's been hanging out for the last 2 centuries.
Yeah.
Why not? Let Tazo's probably Tazo over there. He probably believes it. What?
No, I was gonna say, Jack. What's Cesaro doing? Is he on the card?
No one's on the card yet. They haven't announced
really
one match.
said anything with this all-in card. So.
We're all out. There's no matches announced. I think the only one that I think has been like that's happening is in it like Luchasaurus for somebody.
Luchasaurus versus who's he been feuding with?
Darby Allin.
Darby.
According to reports, they sold 80,000 tickets.
Yeah, it's great. It's awesome. It's huge.
1-inch bicep showing up.
No, I don't have a passport.
I actually really wanted to, but it's the same week I'll be in L.A. filming the movie.
And I'm scared that Nikhil will just hold me down and ask nonstop NXT.
I met Nikhil. He looks just like his band, and he's a very nice young man.
He'll hold me down and be like, "So, Incher,
is this like a fantasy of yours? You're gonna be held down by Nikhil, and he's gonna
I
ravish
think
you?"
He's like the Terminator with NXT questions. He just will not stop. He's just like, "What do you think about this?" And I'm like, "I don't watch NXT. Sorry."
He's a man of 1,000 questions, like Dean Malenko, a man of 1,000 holes.
Exactly.
Man.
Stevie, but we interrupted you. I'm sorry. You carry on.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
And we, after our 2-hour wait, let's get to the Raw report.
No fucking Incher. Raw report. Guy's exactly right. Fucking Incher. I don't know who that guy is, but he's
Stevie, the floor is yours.
Right. Yeah, always right and pretty hot.
Wow.
Stevie!
Let's get this Raw report before my wife wakes up. Raw comes to you from Houston, Texas.
I'll put her out for the night if you catch my drift here.
Oh, good Lord. Don't say that about that.
What?
Good God.
He feels
Trying to be
cool with a
helpful.
bucket hat.
Yeah, I think this is gonna be my new look. I'm gonna start wearing bucket hats. What do you think, Inch Man?
You should bring it here in Philly.
I'm really wearing it because I haven't shaved for a while, so I'm getting really
Bring it
scruffy.
out.
But I like it. I'll do it. I got this. I got an MTV one, like the shirt. I'm rocking the bucket hats.
Can't wait till that ape rips out your insides. That's gonna be the best.
Damn. You should paint your wiener yellow. Maybe he'll think it's a banana. Just rip it off and start peeling it.
Whoa.
That'd be a good scene, don't you think?
Steven, please.
Yeah, write it in.
Yeah, go ahead, Steve. You have the floor. Go ahead.
Just.
I was trying to
Save
let
us, please,
Stevie
save
talk,
us.
but Incher kept interrupting with his
Put
foolishness.
that scene in your new movie, Jack.
That's what I just said.
So Raw begins with Logan Paul and Ricochet. A bit of a change, actually, considering the previous weeks.
Ricochet.
So they did have the tribute, the graphic to Adrian Street to start Raw. And then Logan Paul is in the ring. He's joined by Ricochet, and they do a back and forth.
Yeah.
And this week, it was Ricochet. Actually, Ricochet is getting pretty good when they're giving him the mic now.
What? Ricochet cut promos?
Cutting promos, yeah, on Logan Paul. And,
Well, I guess the whole thing for this SummerSlam match is that Ricochet can do some high flying stuff, and Logan Paul wants to do some high flying stuff with him, and he wants to. I don't want to ruin Stevie's Raw report.
well, yeah, they showed that spot from what was it with the Royal Rumble where they smashed into each other in midair.
Damn. Just like me and Incher, we used to share rooms at Fan Fest. We'd be diving off the beds and hitting each other in the middle of the room.
Those were the days. And then Jack was like, "Oh, you hurt me, Incher."
That's bullshit. I used to take you down. You'd be like, I don't want to break the furniture, Jack Jones. I'm getting awful scared here. Let me get my gun.
Didn't happen like that.
So apparently, Ricochet is dating the ring announcer.
Well, how'd you feel about that,
Whoa.
Stevie?
Howard Finkel?
Did you get mad about that one, Stevie?
Samantha Irvin.
Who?
Samantha Irvin.
Who the
I
fuck?
thought she was with Bray Wyatt.
Dang,
No, that's
she's getting
JoJo.
around.
It's Luke Perry's other daughter.
Oh,
Perry's
Samantha who?
Samantha Irvin. That's what Stevie said.
That's
like
the
Bray
announcer.
Wyatt's wife.
That's the announcer that announced Chelsea
She
Green
does.
in a
Are
funny
you
way.
sure? She
Yeah.
does look like the one with. Do they just hire all the ring announcers to look the same? She looks
Yeah,
just like Bray Wyatt's wife.
Yeah,
Well, her
you look
name
at them, put side by side photo, and they
Yeah.
look both the same.
The hell?
See.
And I don't even mean that in like an Incher thinks everyone's JYD of a certain
See,
she really looks like
that's
her.
just a complete made up thing, anyhow. You weren't even paying attention to me, and I don't know what the hell I'm getting. I typed in JoJo, and I'm getting like anime shit or something. What the hell?
Dang.
JoJo.
Do you think these ring announcers just get into the wrestling? You're like, man, I got to find me a wrestler. Half of her pictures are her just bent over showing her ass.
Where's JoJo from WWE?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that looks
she
like
looks
the girl
exactly
on
like
Monday Night
her.
Raw.
Yeah, but they're not the same person. I mean,
No shit, but they look exactly
They're
the
sisters.
same. They look almost identical.
I don't know.
Oh, don't be. You just want to argue for the sake of arguing.
Oh, go ahead, Steve. Keep going.
So Logan Paul says he's going to beat Ricochet at SummerSlam, and that Samantha is going to have to announce the winner of the match is Logan Paul. Anyway, Ricochet gets mad and he starts fighting Logan Paul. They start fighting. Then Ricochet does this move. He gets to the top rope and springs at Logan Paul, and right in midair, Logan Paul just punches him and knocks him out.
Look, they might as well be the same
They
person.
don't look that much.
Yes, they do.
Their hair's the same, but they don't look exactly alike.
Well, obviously, we're not saying that they're identical, that they're clones, but they look they look very much alike.
No,
Yeah, they have sisters.
I mean, they're half sisters.
Yeah, see, there goes Inter, just like, I just want to argue just for the hell of it.
Like, you don't argue just for the hell of it sometimes. Stevie, I apologize. Yeah, I didn't think you knew that this would cause such a conflict.
Cause an uproar.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was a refreshing change that we got some different people starting off Raw. Next up, we got a woman named Jackie interviewing Imperium.
Jackie Jones.
No, a woman, Jack. A woman.
Jacqueline?
Jackie Gata?
No, Jacqueline.
Jacqueline from back in the days? She knocked
Go on. I'm
sorry.
Oh, this woman's actually named Jackie Redmond.
Damn.
So
she's also from the clan, then. The Wu-Tang Clan. That's a guy from the Wu-Tang Clan, Redman.
Anyway, Gunther is...
Gunther! Deisten hinter Heiligengeisten!
So they basically promote that Ludwig Kaiser is gonna wrestle Matt Riddle, which is the opening match of the night, and I guess Matt Riddle's slide down the card continues because he actually he lost to Ludwig Kaiser.
Mm-hmm.
I was surprised.
What was his finisher? It was like the same finisher somebody else. Oh, they called it was it the stroke or what was it? I forget. Oh, DDT. He does a DDT. And it's not the Jake Roberts like DDT. It was just like
you can't call something else a DDT if it's not the
like
DDT.
Randy Orton's move, right?
Yeah, it was like
you flip him backwards, and you hit him face down. Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot what the name of it was.
It's kind of weird they called it DDT.
Yeah. You drive the head to the mat. Yeah, It's like it looks like a back suit. No, it's like a backslide.
It was like the dude was almost standing though, and he kind of like did it high or something. Maybe he just took it weird. I don't know.
Oh, it's like remember Christian? We used to do that in 2005, 2006.
The unprettier.
Yeah, he did like a DDT kind of move.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Steve.
So anyway, yeah, Ludwig Kaiser gets a rare singles win, and Gunther is pleased, and he shakes Kaiser's hand after the match. And Matt Riddle's slide continues. He lost another match. Backstage, Mr. Charisma Byron Saxton is interviewing Logan Paul. And that's it for Logan Paul for the night.
He did call Byron Saxton Baldy and said, "Go ahead, Baldy." I was like, "Oh, poor Byron."
We get a very impressive video package of Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar.
It wasn't impressive. It was just Cody getting his ass kicked all the time. It was nice though. It was nice seeing Cody just getting beat down all the time. God. He said that AEW was going to put him in a feud with Sting, and he's like, I got to go to WWE, get the title. I hope he never gets it. I hope Vince just bees Vince McMahon and never gives him the belt. He just gets beat up by Brock Lesnar at all times.
Pound that ass.
Mm-hmm. Pound that ass. Just Brock Lesnar sodomizing Cody Rhodes in front of the WWE Universe. Those are good times. I'm sorry, Steven. Carry on with your Raw.
Lexar will not want to see that. He'd be like, that brings back bad memories of the couple I was sitting next to.
He says
during XPW.
Now, but when he's in the closet with his apron, he'll.
Are you saying Lexar is secretly gay? Are you outing Lexar?
No, he's not.
You just said he's in the closet. We can't let everyone know that.
That's because he said that's where he put his apron earlier, the ring apron. Yeah.
Oh, I thought he meant he's like a maid or something. He's cleaning the house.
No maid.
No, Jackie.
Like an apron and a duster.
Oh.
It was just a dumb joke. I apologize, Lexar. I shouldn't have went there.
So next up, we get Maxine Dupree versus Valhalla in Maxine's singles debut match.
Yeah.
So Maxine does this electric chair move on Valhalla and pins her and gets up the win. But she's still very green.
Yeah, she's pretty green. Yeah.
We get a backstage segment of Ciampa and Nakamura. This mid-card feud continues. I
think Nakamura is like embracing like the pervert gimmick, because he was doing that whole like licking his tongue thing at like the announcers as he went by. Jackie Jones, he went like this. He was like, look, Jackie, look, you go.
What
he
the
went
hell?
Like that. He went like that while he went by the announcer.
That's exactly what Entry used to do when we'd be in the room alone. I'd look over, I'd be eating fries, and he'd just look at me, and I was like, what the hell is going on here?
So I guess there's going to be a SummerSlam Battle Royal sometime on that show. We get the Judgment Day.
Judgment Day, the Hellions of Hades.
The usual.
The devil is good. The devil is my promise.
So I guess they set up the main event. Judgment Day versus Sami Zayn and Seth Rollins, because Kevin Owens is injured and can't wrestle. I think we also got Dominic? Oh yeah, Dominic getting his usual heat. We get Rhea Ripley. Raquel comes down to the ring and Rhea Ripley beats her up. I guess they're gonna hold off. On this feud. I mean, I'm looking forward to the feud, but I guess they're going to hold off. It's not going to be on SummerSlam, I don't think.
The Trish Stratus one and Becky?
No.
Someone's alarm's going off.
They're holding off on that one.
Yeah, because nobody cares.
I've been loving it. It's my favorite feud.
You don't even know who they are. I could probably show you a picture of Raquel Rodriguez, and you couldn't even pick
I'd be
her
like,
out
hell yeah, it's JoJo's sister.
JoJo's sister. All right, guys. Peace out, okay? See you guys next week, okay?
See you, man. You're a good man. Thanks for joining the show. Rookie of the year.
All right, Steve.
Even though he's listening to us.
That's how it works here at the Eddieverse. See you, man.
I was with you guys. First audio, now video.
Hell yeah.
That's right.
Booyah!
All right, see you.
See ya.
Get out.
The power of horror compels you.
We get Chad Gable congratulating Maxine on her victory when he's interrupted by Imperium. So it looks like Gunther is going to take on Chad Gable. But before that, we get Shinsuke Nakamura and Tommaso Ciampa. And it was Shinsuke getting the win. I really don't care about this feud.
What?
Yeah, it's
feud of the year.
It's not getting my juices going either. It just seems like they just threw these two guys together because they have nothing else for them.
Gets my juices flowing.
Just giving them something to do. We get Adam Pearce checking on Raquel Rodriguez in the trainer's room. Okay, so next up, I don't know what you guys might think about this, but
that Adam Pearce is a pervert.
next up, we get Brock
he's just checking
Lesnar.
her out.
We get Brock Lesnar comes down to the ring, and he cuts this promo. And it kind of reminded me of like one of those Steve Austin promos from the Attitude Era, where like
I heard of that
Brock's
guy.
talking and he's constantly interrupted by the crowd doing the what chant.
Yeah.
And it kind of reminded me of a Steve Austin type promo. He'd say a couple of words, and then the crowd would yell "what," and then
What?
and then he'd do it again,
Well-
and then they'd say "what," and back and forth and back and forth.
Yeah, I'm fearful about this promo because he's totally like writing Cody off the way that he was saying, you know, I'm going to get paid to come out and beat up Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam, and Cody Rhodes is going to get paid to come out and get beat up by Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam.
Beat that ass.
And like he was like, you can just come on out here, Cody, because it's like a foregone conclusion that Brock's going to beat him. So it makes me scared that Cody Rhodes may go over at SummerSlam, and I do not want to see that.
Well, yeah, that's what I was about to say. It looks like Cody's getting beat up all the time, that it certainly looks like he's gonna somehow beat Brock at SummerSlam. But basically, Brock wanted Cody to come out and shake his hand. They shook hands, and then Brock went to leave. And then Cody, he
got beat up again by Brock Lesnar. He just picked him up and threw him into the ring and then beat him up.
He flew out of the ring at Brock Lesnar, knocked him down, and then Brock just proceeded to beat the crap out of him again. So yeah. So this segment ends with Brock standing tall and Cody. Oh yeah, Cody would get up, and then Brock would come back and beat him up again, and then
it was pretty awesome.
Yeah,
keep doing that, Brock. I like that. It's good stuff.
So next up, we got sort of this beat the clock challenge that Gunther issued against Chad Gable, basically saying that he thought, well, I'm going to beat Chad Gable in 5 minutes. And Chad Gable outlasted 5 minutes with Gunther. But Gunther was angry that Chad Gable, he was able to last 5 minutes.
Yeah, because they're putting it over like he actually lost the match at first, and then he grabbed the mic and he said, "It isn't over. Give me 5 more minutes." So, because he's undefeated with the belt so far.
So they restarted the match, and Gunther was very angry and just proceeded to beat up Chad Gable. And I think he hit his powerbomb move and just destroyed Chad Gable. Yeah. So
it was pretty good. You know, Chad Gable, he's wrestling some pretty good matches. You know, like he's putting on good performances, and Gunther's always great. So
Gunther gets on the announce table and cuts another promo on Drew McIntyre.
I think they'll have a good match, Drew McIntyre and Gunther at SummerSlam. That'll be good. Are they at SummerSlam? That is a match on SummerSlam, right?
Yeah, no, that's a SummerSlam match.
Yeah.
So Byron does an interview with Cody backstage. Cody has miraculously recovered from the beating from Brock Lesnar.
He should be used to it now. I mean, that's all that happens on the shows. Him getting beat up by Brock Lesnar.
So Becky is in the ring, and she wants to fight Trish Stratus.
Fight.
Doesn't want to wait till SummerSlam, so Pierce comes out and says this match is going to happen, but then Zoe Stark and Trish Stratus basically are the match only lasts a couple of minutes, and there's nothing. So it was Pierce basically saying that the match is going to happen in 2 weeks in Winnipeg, Manitoba, I think.
Yeah. So they're not even going to do this match at SummerSlam. So I bet somebody had to pull out because they couldn't make it to SummerSlam or something. Trish Stratus probably had like a yoga session she had to do or something. Yeah.
I don't think her husband ever pulled out.
Probably didn't, Jack.
That's why she has the babies.
So I like this next thing was this video promoting Shayna Baszler versus Ronda Rousey.
I actually saw this, and I like this too. My mom was watching Raw. I don't watch it, and I heard this, and I thought it was like a. I actually thought it was like a documentary because it felt completely different. I was like, "What is this?" And I went over and watched that, and I thought that it was done really well.
Yeah, it was, and they're kind of setting it up where like Ronda, because it's looking like Ronda's going to leave after SummerSlam. That she's like kind of setting it up where she's not very well
She'll be like the new badass. Yeah, and she'll be the new badass. Like.
And yeah, so that was pretty good stuff for Baszler.
I've always been a Baszler fan, so I would like to see her do well after, on her own.
For sure.
She had a great run in NXT, and I always liked her style in NXT. It was completely different, where like it was around like hurting like the limbs and stuff. It was cool.
I think Ronda's making a mistake though. She's going back to MMA. But
well, the thing is, that's her. I don't think she's ever loved the wrestling. So
yeah,
I'm all for people following what they want to do while they can still do it.
I don't think she's going to be happy though when she goes back and gets.
I don't think she's been really happy in wrestling. So
yeah,
people have gotten a lot better now. Than
I don't think she's going to come back and fare very well, but I could be wrong. I'm not a MMA specialist or anything. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm undefeated in MMA.
You are? Have you ever had a match, though?
That does not make the previous statement any less true.
But I was impressed. I
was undefeated in 7th grade wrestling class in physical education. 2-0.
And so we get to the main event of the evening. We get Sami Zayn and Seth Rollins versus Damian Priest and Dominic. And so this was a very good, this was a very decent main event. I did like the ending because you had Damian Priest hitting the razor's edge on Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins is completely out of it, and it looks like Damian's going for the pin when he realizes that Seth Rollins is out of it. So he looks out of the ring, and I think it was like Finn Balor had the briefcase.
Yeah, Finn Balor.
And he's gesturing to Balor, saying, "Give me the briefcase." And Balor kind of hesitates, and before he does actually do it, and so by the time Damian Priest takes it over to the ref, Rollins is kind of recovered, and so he has to change his mind. And basically, it further builds the tension between Balor and Damian Priest. And it basically allows Rollins to recover. And I think he kicked the briefcase into Balor's face. And also he curb stomped Damian Priest and pinned him and got the win for his team. But
it was a good tease that Damian might cash in, and then Finn not necessarily wanting him to cash in because Finn wants to get revenge on Seth Rollins for beating him all those years ago when he was the first Universal Champion.
So this could go in a few different directions. I guess it depends on what they're planning on doing. Like Rollins could win and retain the title. Priest could cash in and be the champ, or more like what I'm kind of thinking, Balor wins and then Priest cashes in on Balor, and I'm kind of thinking that's the scenario at SummerSlam.
Yeah, it's buried over there.
We'll see. But that was Raw.
Hell yeah! So what'd you think? A+, B-?
Well, okay, I'll give it a B-. You know, it
Not
was
bad.
a bit better
That's-
than the
yeah.
previous weeks.
You
even
can't.
though
That's
we're
not
still
on a
seeing-
roll, but
We're still seeing the same things over and over again. But at least this was the go home show for SummerSlam. Some good segments, and like I said, we'll see what happens with Rollins and Priest and Balor. Well, how that shapes
I'm
up.
going to give it an A just because Brock Lesnar squashed Cody. Just brought him out and just pushed him into the steel part of the ring and then took him in the ring and just beat
what's
his
the riddle of
dumb-
steel, Incher?
Huh?
What's the riddle of steel?
The riddle of steel? Is it I forget how it goes.
I forget too. My boy Pepe Potit says I think Priest will cash in on Finn.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking
Steel
that too.
sharpens iron or something like that.
Does he mean Damian Priest or like someone from the church? Or?
Well, they don't have the money in the bank, so they couldn't cash in. Damian Priest does.
Jonathan Jackson.
Jonathan Jackson! We haven't seen him in months.
I don't think it's been that long.
Every minute away from you seems like an eternity.
Oh. Well, sorry for doing that for you.
No, it's good. It's good to see you back, Jackson.
It's good being back.
Nasty boys don't mean a thing.
Yeah. What is that?
Well, I always think of
Jackson.
that because then there's a line in it, like it's like my name's Janet, Miss Jackson if you're nasty. So it's like my name's Mr. Jackson if you're nasty, Neil.
I've heard
It's
that
a deep
before.
cut that only made sense in my mind.
Yeah.
By the way, Incher, when I talked about earlier, it wasn't 7th grade. I think it was actually 9th grade when we did wrestling.
Oh.
Freshman. And did you know when we did wrestling in high school in gym class, we only did it the 1 year. We did tag team collegiate wrestling.
What the hell?
That's weird.
So it was up in it was like we only did it a couple days. And the one time we did the regular wrestling singles, but then the one day was tag, and so it was like a big mat. It wasn't a regular wrestling mat. I forget. It was like that weird, like thick rubber mat. It was in like the multi-purpose room or something. And so they had your tag partner sitting on one end, and the other person's tag team partner sitting in the middle, and the two guys in the middle. I don't know how much you know about like collegiate wrestling. You're on the stance, like you're about ready to do like doggy style, and you flip the guy over. But you could then tag out, and then your partner could come in.
Did you do like
You
Yeah, that
could
doesn't-
not double team though.
Damn.
There was no 5-second double team, and there was no saves. You couldn't like run in and kick
break
him or
up the
something.
pin.
Yeah.
You can't do the hot tag.
You could do the hot tag. There was no submissions either. It was just pin.
Oh.
I guess they didn't want anyone hurting each other.
That old school wrestling.
Hell yeah. So you just, get all sweaty and roll around on each other.
Yeah.
By the way, I have a picture I want to show you, Lexar, now that you're here. What would you think if you were in the front row of SummerSlam and you turned to your right and you were sitting next to this?
Oh my God.
The hell?
Damn.
That was
that
Kid
MJF
Rock
in
at
the background?
SummerSlam. That was Kid Rock at SummerSlam.
With some
Is that
really
MJF
fat
in the
chick.
background?
Who?
MJF in the background. Look.
No.
MJF and Michael Moore.
Where are you looking, Lexar?
None of them are MJF.
I see Michael Moore. I'm
Over
not-
that woman's shoulder.
Oh yeah,
Over
Michael
that.
Moore. No,
that,
I mean
that looks nothing like MJF.
Yeah.
Lexar.
It does look like it a little bit.
So would you be mad or would you be into it?
I like Kid Rock, but I do not want him like making out. Is that his wife or something? Or
No, it's like
Just some
someone
random-
from some reality show. I think.
I feel sorry for like the lady for catching all the stuff that he has.
what? He's a good old musician America.
Oh yeah, he's great.
Good, clean.
It's very trash baggy.
What?
All right. Well, thank you, Stephen Butlers. You're a good man.
What?
All
I
the way
missed
up
the
in
Raw
Toronto.
report?
You
Rewind.
God damn it.
Shut up, Incher.
I did just wake up. I'm sorry.
What? Will you wake up at 11 o'clock at night?
I'm a night person.
Damn.
The night owl.
Just like Moloch. Oh, Towsel's going to be pissed. All right. Anything on your mind, Mr. Jackson, before we go to the questions?
No. I mean, I've watched all the wrestling, I'm sure. I just don't remember any of it, so I'll have
What do you
to
think?
watch the replay.
It's wrestling related because you can trace the NWA title back to this man, but I'm on top of this, and it's a conspiracy theory that even Tazo hasn't run across, and that is I'm of the belief that Abe Lincoln faked his own death and is still alive.
Oh man!
So you also believe that Chris Benoit didn't kill his family or any of that?
I
Kevin
don't believe
Sullivan
I've
did it.
ever said that in my life.
I think you did.
What?
I think you did.
I'm sure I haven't.
Well,
But I do believe Abe Lincoln has faked his own death.
yep, he faked it, and the real killer is out there. We'll find
Exactly. We got to find him before he kills again.
But he's still alive, so he didn't kill anybody.
No, the killer. Oh, right. Exactly.
Exactly.
Well, they killed the Patsy.
Well, they killed the Patsy.
Yeah.
Like Patsy Duke?
Yeah. No, not Patty Duke. But they get a guy. They're like, hey, buddy, put on this stovepipe hat.
I always thought Patty
You're gonna
Duke was
play-
really hot.
Hell yeah.
Like straight up.
Like in a day or now?
Well, she's dead now, but she was. She was hot until she died,
Right.
pretty much. Yeah.
That's Sean Astin's mom.
Do you think of that intro does that make her hotter?
Sean
knowing that Sean
Astin's
Astin
mom.
popped out of her hoo-ha?
Oh man.
She's like, you ruined my vagina with that big head of yours.
Good God.
What?
She's like, Rudy, what the fuck?
Yeah, intro. Just think of that. Rudy popped out of her. Does that make her even more attractive?
Like a fumbled football.
Are you saying the football players are all over?
I don't see what's so wrong about that.
Got fumbled footballs?
Yeah. Don't go to a small town, Jonathan Jackson, Tazo says.
Guess I'm not welcome.
Gee.
It's going to be
Oh,
Lexos
yeah.
to me. What?
Yeah, Jack. Yeah, you said my name, but you need to answer my questions. I'm almost 14 days from posting in your head group.
Well, you got to behave yourself.
Can you do it, Lexar? You're on the road to recovery right now. Can you make it those 14 days and get yourself out of Facebook jail?
Yeah. Can you restrain yourself from calling somebody?
I mean,
a stupid bitch?
Jack has been in Facebook jail dozens of times, so I need his advice. So if he could do it, I could do it.
There needs to be somebody you can pay off to get out of Facebook jail. Better, get out of it.
What you do is create a separate account with a different email, and then you're in business.
But even that is not foolproof anymore.
I know, I've gotten caught doing that.
You have to make
they
sure...
banned that one too.
Well, I was going to explain how to
Sometimes.
get around that. But
Sorry.
Here's the same thing.
Pretty quick to answer, Jones. Pretty quick to answer.
I know how to get around it.
I'm banned from the groups, but I can still post and like do likes and stuff. But I'm not allowed to post or anything on the groups.
Well, you
Outside the
gotta
group,
start being a nice guy. Stop being a meanie.
You got to get a blue check mark.
Exactly.
You have
That's
to
on
pay
Twitter.
for that.
Not on Facebook. You can get one. I think you just got to put in your. I don't know. I've never tried it.
I tried it the other day, and you have to pay for it
On Facebook, I think.
Yeah.
I thought only on Twitter.
to get verified or whatever. You have
Isn't-
to. It's like $14 or something. It's like $80 or something.
Damn.
$80.
Yeah.
Like
No,
150 bucks.
I was gonna do it on Instagram.
something.
Once. I was gonna, but I think
I
I
looked
needed
at
to scan my my passport, and I just didn't feel like doing it.
Isn't Elon changing the Twitter?
It's already
logo
changed. It's
from the
X.
bird to like an X.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's been changed for a while.
Is CM Punk a big Twitter fan? Is that why he changed his belt?
I
with
mean,
an X?
look, obviously the guy's got a lot of money and he's not a dumbass stuff, but this is a really dumb
Yeah, I think
thing
it's
because
not smart.
why would you buy something that's so well established? The whole point of buying something so well established is it's well established and people know what the hell it is. And then you change the name and the logo and now it's just the most generic thing ever, X.com. Everyone still says Twitter. No one's gonna say I'm going to X or I'm gonna exit out. What do you even say?
I'm going to X.
Well, they changed Facebook to Meta
Yeah, but still
It's kinda
Facebook.
Facebook.
It's
yeah.
still called Facebook.
already.
Yes, it
but
is. It's Facebook.com.
They still call it Meta though.
Who's they?
But then, formerly known as Facebook, they said.
No,
on
it's
the-
Facebook.com.
Who's
I'm
they?
on it right now.
The news.
The news. Oh, screw that. We're talking about real people who actually use it.
That's what exactly. That's like all the WWE talk. No one says I'm gonna go watch some sports entertainment.
I love that sports entertainment.
Look at the hellions from Hades. Question 1 from Lexar. I'm gonna ask your questions first, Lexar. So I want thank you. Thank
What
me.
the hell are you waiting for?
Thank you. Thank you.
Good man. Bailey suffered a knee injury at a WWE house show last Sunday.
No, that was from last week.
Good Lord. How many questions you ask? Oh my God. Oh, here we go. That's 10. Where the hell are we? Oh, yeah. Then you sent a picture and smileys. Here we go. WWE announced that WrestleMania tickets are
No,
set
that
to
was
go.
from last week too.
Well, that the other one must have been from like a month ago then.
Yeah.
How's this? Vince McMahon recently had made. There we go. All right. Now we were 3 weeks behind. Now we're up to date. Vince McMahon recently had major spinal surgery. Your thoughts? Well, I mean, an older guy getting major surgery can run into a lot of issues. So, I mean, I don't really think he's a particularly good human being, but I don't want to see anyone get like crippled. I guess. I don't know.
So,
I heard people saying it's from he's a lot of it's probably because he's been lifting heavy weights even past 50, which isn't the smartest thing.
Maybe they're finally transforming him into like a cyborg.
maybe.
Could be.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
He's
Yeah,
like, I'm gonna live forever, pal.
Vince McMahon, the first real cyborg. That'd be awesome.
Get some AI.
I don't know about awesome, because then he'd be unstoppable.
Nah, just get his brain in a jar
You know what
and
they
put it
should-
on his body.
You
Yeah.
think if he ever filmed all his brainstorms, like when they're at the meetings booking the shows, they should take all that, save it, feed it to AI, and we could get Vince McMahon book shows for eternity.
Hell yeah.
Man.
It'd be
The
like,
hell
so
he
he
is
takes his
Hades
12th finger
forever.
and pins him with it.
Can also feed in all the sexual harassment.
Mhm.
Get
The
AI
AIs.
sexual harassment for
Yeah.
the rest of it. Triple H called AEW a secondary promotion as Jack and other AEW marks triggered. Probably not as much as you are.
He just looks over at Cody and he's like, "That's secondary promotion."
That's
not
why
what
would he say it's the first? I mean, he's
right.
in WWE.
But that they did actually say they were competitors in court during the because they're being sued, for like monopoly laws, and then to fight that, then they're like, oh well, this other promotion is our rival, is our competitor.
Yeah,
Major League Wrestling did that.
And if in their defense, WWE was saying that AEW proves that they're not a monopoly because that's the competition. WWE is using the classic song "Born to Be Wild."
What?
Born to be wild.
that's the SummerSlam theme, ain't it?
Wow. That hip new band.
Born to be wild. That's all I know.
Hey, pal, I just heard this song, "Born to Be Wild." Think it'd be great on SummerSlam.
Well, yeah, all the kids love it. Are you intrigued? I'm so intrigued. I'm going to order it now.
Right now.
When is it? Is it this weekend?
This Saturday night.
I'll be honest, I really didn't even know, but I haven't watched a show. So, are they promoting it heavy?
Yeah, absolutely.
pretty well.
Okay, your mom probably knows about it. She watched Raw.
Jesus,
Well,
talk about triggered.
It'll be interesting to see the ratings for Collision, considering that there's a show on at the same time. Like they're kind of going.
Oh yeah, I'll probably just watch
head-to-head.
Collision.
Yeah, I mean, but you could sign up to Peacock and watch.
I
it.
did actually. I got a deal because no longer free because but if I could sign up to it for $3 a month, so like $3.
I need to get something like that.
Chris Hero, and I'll be honest, I'm not saying this to be edgelord or nothing, but I signed up and I still didn't even watch Money in the Bank.
You're just like, you can just have my money.
Now I feel like injured when he had like the Impact Club for like 9 years and never watched it.
I watched it.
Lie, God, you just full of lies.
I mean, I did go a while without watching it, but
I'll watch it except for the times I never watched it.
I did watch it some. I know some of the angles that was going on.
I watched it twice out of the 12 years I paid for. Chris Hero is now full-time agent for AEW Intrigued. I've mentioned this. I think it's good. He was a guy that was part of that whole rise of Ring of Honor and like really the rise of indies during that period that led to most of the big people that we see in wrestling today, and never was on that platform. So I think it's good that he's got a job in AEW to be part of that. Soraya,
Chris Hero. Fuck him.
What are you doing? Playing Candy Crush or something?
I was looking for that Xfinity to see if about the Peacock.
You're looking up the cock?
No, the Peacock.
He's
Jack.
born to be wild.
Oh, you're into little cocks?
Peacock. The app that you mentioned.
Is that like a golden shower deal?
Jesus Christ.
What's going on here, Bruce?
Yeah.
Do you think peacock's on the Urban Dictionary now that I mentioned it?
I'm sure it is.
Might be.
Could be.
It's like it's a bird. Shut up.
It's a bird with his cock out.
It probably mentions NBC. Yeah.
I always hate it when they have like real like definitions of like, it's like, no shit, asshole. It's not what you think I'm looking at the Urban Dictionary to get the actual definition?
Yes.
Here we go. Peacock. Normally an English gentleman dressed smartly and to untrained eye has the look of a preppy.
Yeah. A man about town kind of guy.
A very flamboyant gay man. He wears many bright colors and may have quite the strut.
Cock of the walk.
Bow, bow.
Dalton
Not a
Castle?
derogatory term, but fitting for many of the flashy men that march in pride parades.
Like Jeff Jarrett when he does that strut. That's with his double suspenders.
Exactly.
That's a peacock move.
A peacock is essentially a small dick.
Whoa.
A dick the size of a pea. So how was the sex last night? Disappointing. He was a total peacock and I couldn't feel anything. Then here we go. Peacock, a large bird. No shit, asshole. Whoa.
Like the sixth one down there.
Man, that guy.
Yeah. Get this guy out of here. What is this peacock? An attractive, usually homosexual male that is obsessed with mirrors.
Yes.
He is generally preoccupied with often vain about his clothes and manners. I don't know who anybody like that.
Yeah.
Get out of this shit.
It's like a little too on the nose for me, too.
Bang. The fucking peacock over here. Bruce's peacock.
I'm wearing like wood-grained pants, but they're black.
Pants.
It's like I don't know. It's like speakers in the 80s, like the black wood grain. I don't know. I don't know if I could.
I know what you're talking about.
Oh, peacock. Wait.
Yeah, I'm peacocking right now.
Damn.
Oh yeah.
But they have like.
Lexar's gonna jump back in the closet.
Yeah. Shut it really tight.
Well, Stellar Steven says, look at the adjective, peacock. And there you go. Dalton Castle is a peacock. Exactly. A guy that they really have missed the boat on.
I found what's that tag team?
The Peacocks?
No,
the boy.
Bear Country?
No, the NXT people who just Pretty Deadly.
Pretty Deadly, yeah.
They just came out with their theme song on Spotify. I was listening to that
downloaded
a lot. I sent it to every.
Lexar, he puts it on his boombox and he peacocks around town.
It's a pretty cool song, actually.
Like rock and roll Bugzuma.
Exactly. I want to bring back the boombox.
So Lexar, when you get a job to buy WrestleMania tickets, or are you just going to quit when you buy WrestleMania?
I'm out of here, WrestleMania time.
Yeah. It's like I could finally buy that Nintendo and then quit.
Just say the hell with them.
Have you tried to get a job at the strip club? Then you could work and just watch all the boobies on buttholes all day.
For free.
You know what? I did try to apply for this local strip club. So
See? Doing what? Stripping?
No.
They said he had a peacock. Sorry.
What, like bartending or maintenance or
yeah, basically bartending, putting the beers.
You probably have to know how to make stuff to make drinks.
You open the beer.
No,
and you pour it in
those
the
are the
glass.
female jobs. My job is to put the beers into the.
Wait a minute. You just said that was female jobs.
Yeah, that's the bartenders. That's the bartenders.
Yeah,
for strip club.
It's like a busser.
A bus
Yeah,
boy. Oh,
Yeah.
bus boy. That's good.
And pick up all the jizz covered like dollars.
Yeah, maybe you can be the
Stuff.
jizz mopper.
Maybe.
But yeah, if you just be ogling all the ladies.
Yeah.
Reminds me of the scene from Coming to America where Louis Anderson's telling him how he worked his way up. Somebody will take Lexar aside. And he's like, Lexar, I'm mopping up the jizz now, but here in a few more years, I might work my way up to being a stripper.
Saraya's not happy about her direction AEW. Are you surprised?
What's her direction?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, the matches she's put on hasn't necessarily been.
I would agree with that. I actually think she's
top-notch.
been used fine because she has. I gave it a pass to begin with, like ring rust and I thought it was a mistake to put her in a long match to begin their very first match, but I'm happy that she's back. I always like her, but I don't know if she has it to be like a top single wrestler.
It seems like she's lost a lot since she's came back. As far as wrestling wise goes, I mean,
she's a good character though.
I mean, yeah, she's a good promo. I mean, she can do stuff like that still, but I mean, as far as like in-ring work,
and it would be good to hide her in the in the 6 women matches.
And to be fair, I mean, she did have a major injury. She could be timid about things, and that's understandable.
Yeah. It's not worth being paralyzed for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Pepe says it's called bareback. I think that's a different deal. Oh, barback.
Oh, barback. Bareback.
Intra knows about bareback.
Yeah.
I meant you have a hairy back like a bear. You're like,
oh, I thought you meant when I slid it in.
No, that was Peacock. I was like, man, I didn't feel shit.
Yes, you did.
Booker T said that the main event Mafia should have been just as big. Fuck you, Booker T.
The main event Mafia was fucking awful.
That sucks.
Yeah, they were all like full-blooded Italians. No, wait. And like it totally made sense all the way through.
Oh well, main event Mafia wasn't terrible. I was thinking more of Aces and Eights, but
main event Mafia is pretty lame.
It wasn't that great either. But
there's no way that should have been big as the NWO and DX. No. Come on.
And plus, it's TNA still. I mean,
this is a guy I used to be a big fan of, but his opinions are just the worst. It's either just kissing WWE's ass or anything he did was like the greatest. And, I mean, his stuff in TNA, like you could tell he just didn't give a shit.
Yeah. Now he does, though.
Technicos respect. Thank you, Tech Dingoes. A Headyverse member, a Hall of Famer, Tech Dingoes.
Man, Tech Dingoes.
Beware of zombie strippers. I saw that movie, Zombie Strippers. She shot a ball out of her hoo-ha. Like went into someone's eye or something.
Wow.
A billiard ball.
It happens.
Question 7. WWE Survivor Series in Chicago was almost sold out, while the priority passes for next year's WrestleMania sold out. How, in a down economy where people are losing jobs, afford high ticket prices for shows? I mean, it's people spending their money on it.
They got to stick it to you. Stick it to you. If we weren't like pussies, we would just start boycotting a lot of this shit. But
I haven't watched in like 5 years.
I'm saying, like, companies, how they're like getting rid of like employees and replacing them with AI and all this stuff. And like, if you just stop going to that place, but then we could never, like, if we just didn't buy the tickets, they would mark the prices down,
Mm-hmm.
But people won't do it. They're just going to buy it. They're like, screw you. I'm doing what I want. So
I want to see that there WrestleMania.
So there's no hope. Just let them rape you.
Whoa,
that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna rape.
Damn, Inter gave into that quick.
They're gonna take your money.
I walked in. That was like the first night we were at the Hall at Fan Fest. I walked in the room. He's like, "All right, just rape me." I'm like, "Whoa, dude!
Just
I didn't even take my shoes off yet." Like, just do it. Put it in. Get it over. Like, whoa.
Whoa.
When Bruce's ghost stopped having sex with that girl, did he remember the lyrics to Sister Golden Hair by America? What the hell?
I know that song. That's a good song.
Yes.
It seems
I'm listening to 120 Bible songs right now.
On Monday.
And it's really cool. Like, Jesus is way super cool.
It don't look cool.
See, look, he's like balancing on fence
Buddy,
posts.
you don't look hip.
Man.
Yes.
Taxi driver.
Yeah.
Oh.
Buddy, you don't look cool.
I'm hip. I'm cool.
You need a hip replacement.
What the hell?
He's
Fucking
not
pound
Hulk
that
Hogan.
ass. Boom, Lex, I'm a pound that ass. We recently lost Sinead O'Connor and Pee Wee Herman. Yeah, it's too bad for both of them.
They kind of looked alike with that haircut. Like from
Pee Wee
back
Herman
then.
didn't really have his head shaved.
Well, I don't know. If you squinted, maybe.
Incher kind of has the Sinead O'Connor, I guess, and me. The recent Taylor Swift era's concert stops in Seattle. Who gives a fuck? Fans
What?
caused a 2.3 earthquake. Or what?
Oh yeah, the earthquake thing. Yeah.
Did you know that Taylor Swift used to babysit Jeff Jarrett's kids?
What? I'm intrigued.
Me too.
Hell
Songman posted on Facebook and apparently caught fire, and it's all over the internet that Taylor Swift used to babysit Jeff Jarrett's kids.
Whoa.
Is this like a Hulk Hogan lie or something? Did Jeff Jarrett like
Hulk
audition?
Hogan in a recent interview, he said his biggest regret was not buying the UFC when he was going to buy it.
He would have made it really good.
Oh God, I saw Brooke Hogan talking about getting her singing career on path. It's like,
Hell
oh
yeah.
fuck's sake, she's still at it.
Hell yeah.
God, just give it up. It ain't
He's
gonna
going to
happen.
make it any time now.
It's not happening, Brooke. Just fucking
She's like
stop.
She's like hollowing out her bones to lose more weight because she can't lose any more weight any other way.
Jesus.
Just drilling holes in them.
Damn. And what about his kid? Is he still doing drag racing or float racing?
Yeah, and hanging out with Hulk Hogan all the time. I'm pretty sure.
He's like, I'm gonna make it.
Like Nick, we hear nothing from anymore.
Yeah.
It's like
What was that anyway? It was like some kind of racing, like in the streets.
drifting, like drift car racing, like where you would drift a car into.
Is that like a thing that people pay money to go see?
I get it was big back in the time, but I thought it was pretty stupid. But that's like Fast and Furious stuff. I think they do that on that.
Like, so he's like gonna go shoot like helicopters and stuff with his car.
Maybe.
If you want to throw all your money away, then start building a really fast car.
If you want to throw all your money away,
what it is.
Yeah, adopt Hulk Hogan's children.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I need more studio
That's
time.
what killed poor Hogan's legacy.
Yeah. He's too nice. God.
Yeah, it's one
Leave
thing
him
to-
alone.
And Linda emptied him out. Just and Nick paralyzing people, and Brooke thinks she's a singer. Poor Hogan. You gotta feel bad for Hogan.
When you drop something on a dirty floor, do you still pick it up? So what are you saying? You just drop it and leave it there?
Oh, if you accidentally drop your phone or your keys.
So you never pick it up? You just like, oh, that's the end of that. Gotta go buy a new phone.
Is this strip club? Is this why you're bringing it up? Have you dropped something into like a big pile of cum or something? Like, is that why you're asking this question?
It's all stringy.
I don't need my keys for everything.
I never dropped nothing on the floor of a strip club, not even soap.
How about the money?
Of course. I just like throw it.
That skews me out that there's some strip clubs that serve food. It's just like, why would you want to eat in a strip club?
That's the one that was by me. They were famous for their $10 lobster dinner.
Yeah. That just seems so weird.
I'm gonna go get some
Delicious.
seafood and see some hoo-ha's.
This guy I worked with, he used to get hookers and he called it lobster, just like to not let anyone know what it was. He's like, I'm getting lobster this weekend. I'm like, great.
I would make sure to serve roast beef. So like,
I get lobster and I caught. I'm going to get some
roast
whores.
beef. Yeah.
Like, what the hell? That's what I call lobster.
Is that on
Yeah, I
Urban
saw.
Dictionary?
Exactly. I saw. There's a strip club over in Boston, a place that I always. So when I go to Boston, I get South Station. I walk through Chinatown, and then I go other places, but normally I go through Chinatown, and then I go to AMC Theater up there. And I never noticed till recently that there's a strip club down one of the alleyways. It's kind of the seedy alleyway on the other end of the AMC, and there's a strip club and some other kind of gentleman's club there. And I thought, man, this is where Lexar would be hanging out.
you were just walking to your glory hole. Tell everybody what you're up to.
The bathroom's open again in town, and I've been let down. I never walk in and see any cornhole in or any kind of. Look, I'm not saying I want to join in or I'm going to start
like
jacking
that,
it or anything, but there would be like a cool story and something I could tell. You know, I could tell everybody in the Headyverse, and it could be a story I could tell over and over. If I would walk in and there's just a group of guys like pounding ass in the bathroom, I'd be like, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Why do you think that, man? I just need to go take a piss. I don't think I want to see some gay sex when I go into a bathroom.
Well, don't you want to? It would be exciting. It would be like something you're not expecting. It'd be out of the ordinary.
I'm not thinking like I want to see that. I'm thinking I want to get business done and get out of there.
I don't know. I think it would be funny. Now, what if I started like live streaming that onto our YouTube? Would that get kicked off? Would we get stricken? Like, this is not. You cannot put ads on this one. This is not ad friendly, buddy.
Nah, I think it'd be fine.
Yeah, well, because it would be for it's equal rights.
Yeah.
Education. You're allowed to film in the bathroom
is
anyhow. Like,
this
isn't
is
that
the
against the law?
lifestyle.
Take out your phone and start filming in the bathroom.
I mean, it's fine as long as you're not filming someone else, probably.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't think you're allowed to film in the bathroom.
I'm sure you can.
Yeah,
just
there
film
are
yourself.
plenty of bathroom videos. I think it's just in certain states.
Like public bathrooms?
Yeah.
Jonathan Jackson, what kind of videos are you watching?
No, it's like, when people say you shouldn't film in Walmart, people still do it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's illegal. I think some places don't, they look down upon it, and I think in some states it's actually illegal, but
I'm going to go film
into a bathroom with people and they got their dongs out.
Oh, yeah, no, you're not filming the people.
That's what I said, not people.
Without their consent.
Yeah. You're not, but if it was just you in the bathroom with your dong out, or no, if you're just like, I'm filming my vlog here on the shitter, or not even you're just in the bathroom, you could do that.
Depends on where you upload it to,
I'm gonna go. It's down. I could go walk there right now, and we could do the rest of the show from there. But I'd have to take my laptop and stuff. You kind of pain in the ass.
I had a friend one time that
it's open 24 hours.
Let's do it.
It's open 24 hours and it's unmanned. I've never seen a maintenance person, any worker there.
I'd feel like disgusting using that laptop if you had it out in that bathroom. And
you got to learn to live, Incher.
If you dropped it on the floor, would you pick up your laptop or just
I got to buy a whole new one?
Yeah.
What were you saying, Lexar, before interrupted you?
I had a friend one time that used to film vlogs for a wrestling YouTube channel, and he sometimes would like vlog in the bathroom while he's taking a shit.
Hell yeah!
Classy.
Yeah.
Is that why you watched it?
It just only lasted like about 2 minutes, and that's it. And then he's like out.
Do you ever sit on the toilet and take a dump while you're on the show here?
No. Does this look like a bathroom?
I don't know. Maybe.
Pepe Poteet says, I've seen some gay sex in jail once. I was laying in my bunk and saw it out the corner of my eye.
Damn. That's very romantic.
Yeah.
I don't think they were doing it because they were gay. They were doing it for dominance.
Exactly.
It's a dominance struggle.
Well,
that is the deal.
I watch Larry
shows
Walton on
and
YouTube, and he says number one rule when you're in prison: mind your own business. Mind your own business, Pepe.
That's what he did. He closed his eyes and he looked away.
Just hope that you weren't up next.
Lexar,
Pull the covers up over your head and just go to sleep.
Lexar, when you were in prison, did you see any of that going on?
No. They were actually like it was a female prison also, but
what?
It was like the females like on the other side, but they had to pass through the male part of the prison. So this guy who's also in a cell next to me saw the woman and told him, "Y'all a bunch of bitches" or something, and like the girls like got real heated and like said, "What the fuck you talking about, you stupid piece of shit," and all that stuff. And, they're hood girls and hood guy and the cell next to me. So
did you ask any of them out?
No, I didn't see their faces, but I keep like feeding lines to him to say to the girls. I tell them, tell
like that play.
What was your best line of the night, Lexar?
Shut up, stupid bitch.
Hey, baby.
Tell him your pussy smells like gunpowder, you dumb hoe.
Wow.
What the hell?
It's original. I mean.
Yeah, I didn't expect that one.
So, back to your question, Lexar, if you drop something on the floor and it's dirty, you just throw it away and you just go buy a new one?
I just do like this.
Especially if it's a dirty hoe.
What's Intra's favorite rant?
My favorite rant? Like somebody else doing a rant or doing a rant myself?
It's your rant. I mean, you said it last week when you're watching NXT, and Tazo keep asking you, what's your thoughts on the NXT Good American Bash card? And you said you don't watch NXT. Then you got into a big rant about it.
I really like ranting about Cody right now. That's probably my tops right now. But Nikhil, he just likes asking those questions, and he's a sadistic son of a bitch.
He's a good man.
That just will not stop. He's like the Terminator with NXT questions and then stuff that we don't watch. He just doesn't stop. He's like paid Jones off or something because he just doesn't want to.
Why? Just because I like people? And I like our own fans. I like our dedicated, loyal fans. I'm not a mean son of a bitch. And he actually asks questions about wrestling. He doesn't ask questions about dropping shit on the floor.
Every time
he doesn't ask fuck, marry, kill. He doesn't ask would Incher rather eat a bowl of lice or stick a candlestick up his ass. He asks like stuff that's wrestling related.
Yeah, we never have answers for stuff because it's like so. Like,
that's because it's so intriguing. I can't think of it at that moment. I need a week to process it.
You don't answer him the next week either.
I do in private message. The View is not. This is Intra's question that he likes better. The View is now considered a news show instead of a daytime talk show. What are your thoughts?
It's a news show instead of a daytime talk show.
Are you pumped?
That's what they claim it should be. It should be a news show.
A news.
Well, honestly, all news today is also entertainment. For ratings. So I guess it's the same idea.
For the Democrats.
There you go.
It's all bullshit if you ask me. Both sides. They're both dicks. They both just want to line their pockets with money, and they're going to say what they need to say so they can get in a position of power, and then then they line their pockets with money, and they're just.
Well, that was the point. You actually have channels now that are dedicated to the news, and then eventually they need ratings and stuff, so they're all entertainment. They're all entertainment.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I think they are just all made up bullshit.
They're not even necessarily made up. I mean, if someone's given their opinion as opposed to
Yeah, they used to not share their opinions though back in the day. It used to be just reporting the news, and that was it. But
people claim that, but that's not totally accurate either. But I understand what you're saying.
I'm always accurate, 100%.
All right, thank you. Who's Ninja Slayer? Goo Goo Gaga? Goo Goo Gaipan?
Fucking, he's Ninja Slayer. He's slaying some ninjas.
All right. We got a
Something
new
really
video
great
caller
about
here coming in.
Bad.
The not so good old JR.
Uh-oh.
Not so good old JR. Does that mean he's not so good or he's not so old?
Like he's not so his health is failing. Not so
good. Not doing so good.
Boomer sooner.
That's what I think it is.
Hello, not so good old JR. What's up?
He doesn't look like JR, I gotta say that.
Well, he's looking a little different. A little older.
He's not so good.
Growing the beard out.
Maybe just his name is JR, and we're trying to associate it with the announcer. Maybe he's just.
Is this
JR.
Tank Abbott?
No.
What's up?
No.
That's a good man. I like this guy. He calls in the show.
Hell yeah.
And he says sup.
Yeah.
I don't know if he can. I think he's coming in a delay.
Yeah. That's cool.
Nikhil wants to know our SummerSlam predictions here. So go. What's wrong with that?
This one's fine. I'm just. I think he's a little gun shy now to ask his.
Yeah, we got 23 really questions. So SummerSlam Battle Royal. Hello. Oh, no problem. You're not coming in too good. You're kind of like on a delay, I think.
Mm-hmm. But we admire that goatee. That's a hell of it's like
that's more hair than Incher's ever had on his whole body. Is if you would cut it all off and piled it up.
He's talking like he really knows.
I've collected it.
He's like, oh yeah, Incher. He's so
so smooth. SummerSlam. There's a SummerSlam Battle Royal.
Yeah.
And so far, LA Knight, Sheamus, Tommaso Ciampa, Shinsuke Nakamura, Otis, and Chad Gable are in it.
LA Knight. That's my prediction. He's going.
What a battle royal.
My prediction is Otis. Hello, what's up?
Holy fuck. I don't know. I've never done this before.
That's all right. I don't think you're coming in too good, buddy.
Well, he's not so good. Old
that's true.
JR. So.
Ronda Rousey versus Shayna Baszler.
It's going to be MMA rules now.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to this one. I'm going to say Shayna Baszler takes it.
Yeah,
I don't know what the fuck's going on here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah, what the fuck's going on with that MMA match?
Gunther versus Drew McIntyre for the Intercontinental Championship.
I hope Gunther keeps it, but they may put it on Drew McIntyre because he was upset. He was leaving and going to AEW probably, but now all of a sudden he's wanting to stay with WWE. So they promised him something. Did they promise him something?
Maybe. They promised him the IC title. I don't know about that.
Yeah, I think you could keep it on Gunther. Continue his reign. Go for the. Has he already beaten Honky Tonk?
Nah, I don't know.
He's got like a wicked lamp back there.
I like it. It's like a tiki lamp.
Yeah. Dig it.
Ricochet versus Logan Paul. Boy,
Logan
I
Paul
can't
wins.
imagine who might win this one.
Logan Paul.
Logan Paul, yeah.
The fans.
Yeah, pretty much.
I do think they'll go and do some crazy shit where like
Sorry, not so good, JR, but I don't think you could hear us, and we couldn't hear you. I don't know what's going on.
yeah, it was really delayed.
Yeah,
So,
maybe
I don't
you
know.
could work it out next time.
yeah, restart that modem.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
I think the bathroom might win.
The
during
bastard, Pac!
The bathroom. The bathroom.
The bathroom?
Yeah,
You're
because
gonna film some
everybody's
people?
going to use it when that match comes up.
For which? For Ricochet and Logan Paul?
Yep.
I don't know. I mean, I don't care about it, but Logan Paul is pretty big.
You were so fake. You're on here.
Oh,
with,
that's right.
Faith.
If Faith was on here, he'd be like, "Oh, I love Logan Paul, Faith. Ooh, it's my favorite too. I love
Now
him
he's
too."
saying he's going to the bathroom.
Yeah, see how it is. I see how it is.
Lexar.
Faith is here. He's like, "I love Logan Paul."
Damn.
I would like Beyonce too.
You have a fiance?
Beyonce.
He likes Beyonce.
Beyonce.
Oh.
That's the singer.
I need some R-Truth translations tonight.
Oh my god.
Roman Reigns defended the championship. What's this, like fourth from the top? Versus Jey Uso. Tribal combat. What does that mean?
I think
It's
it's
Samoan.
the head of the table moniker, and Jay gets it. So
Well, it says it's for the championship and tribal chief.
So
I don't
both
think Jay's going to become the champion.
no, I don't see that happening.
If it was just for tribal chief, maybe.
it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
They need to do something with this angle. They need to like add some people or something, or make it something that I don't know. It's losing momentum.
Hello! Can you hear us now?
Combat. Oh,
Asuka
I
versus
don't know.
Charlotte versus Bianca Belair for the women's championship.
We're sorry. It's just you seem like you're really delayed on our end. Like it could be just.
Yeah, no shit, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, we heard that.
Oh yeah, we heard that one.
Oh,
Maybe he's
yeah.
caught up.
I don't know. I've
Maybe
never
we
done
got
this
it
before,
working. No worries.
What? Maybe I should do something like have a beer.
There you go.
Mm.
That'll
What?
fix all the problems.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Have a
Are you
beer?
looking forward to WrestleMania? Are you looking forward to SummerSlam?
Me?
SummerSlam.
Yes, sir. JR.
SummerSlam.
No. I haven't watched since Jack's been watching.
Oh,
Oh yeah. Good. Good man.
It's a bit of a delay here. No, ever since the video screens, fuck it.
Yeah, that was bad. I know Lexar loved that. That was his favorite era of wrestling.
Well, whatever. I'm on obviously a delay, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's kind of.
I think you're working pretty good at the moment.
Yeah.
Not on my end, but
Oh, all right.
Oh.
okay. I can kind of hear myself, but I got a question for Steve.
Go ahead.
Collision. I'm in Canada. You're in Canada. How do you watch Collision?
What is it?
TSN app?
TSN. Sports Network.
Yeah, I know, but it's been on midnight one week and like 2:00 in the morning the next week, and after that. Oh no, I tape it.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I didn't know this. Here, it's not been tampered with. The time.
Yeah. Do you watch it on like on demand, Steven, or something?
Oh, there are various places that have it with or without the commercials.
Yeah.
If you know where to look.
I think Bleacher Report or something like airs it or something, and like whenever they go to that like commercial in commercial thing with RTV, then they just carry on, like they just keep talking, like they don't.
That's what I watch.
Yeah, picture in picture is what I should have said.
Okay,
folks, it's past midnight, so I've got to go to bed.
All right, good night, Stevie. I'm glad you could help out not so good old JR. But I've really been enjoying Collision, but here it just comes on every... I know Rampage is all over the place. I never know when that's on.
It's been consistent in the last few weeks where it's on at 10 o'clock, but who knows when they'll want to move it again. You know, it's just... I think it's more of the NBA. If they got games on, they're going to be shuffling it around. So.
Got some breaking news here.
Breaking news.
Shanky is announced for return after a year from absence. That's right, folks. The return of Shanky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened to his facial hair?
He's all shaven.
That's a sister.
Yeah. Damn, intro's all pumped.
Hell yeah.
Now, me and not so good JR and Jackson, we're gonna start watching religiously now that Shanky's back.
Hell yeah.
I think Shanky's gonna win the Battle Royal. What do you say?
Hell yeah! I say put the title on him. He should end the Roman Reigns reign.
Shanky.
Yeah. Yes, Shanky.
He should become the new tribal chief.
Exactly. Gogo13 says all those beeps and poops on JR's end makes me think of the robot in Rocky 4. Happy birthday, Paulie.
Happy birthday, Paulie.
I believe that's been cut out of the Sylvester Stallone cut of the film.
Oh, man.
He did his own cut that he always wanted, and he cut out the robot. Let's see. Asuka, Charlotte, Bianca Belair. I'll say Asuka keep. No, actually, I'm going to say Charlotte wins the title. Seth freaking Rollins defends his title versus Finn Balor. The Demon Finn Balor.
I'm gonna say
I wear a freight wig. I'm the demon.
I think Seth Rollins is gonna beat him for sure.
Yeah, Finn Balor's a bum. Cody, this is the main event, not Roman Reigns defending the title after years, not freaking Rollins with his other world title, the third world title, but the main event is Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar. For what, the fifth time?
I hope Brock just destroys him again. That'd be awesome.
Going with my boy Cody. Cody Rhodes, insure your boy here.
Is he making that noise? Is Cody Rhodes
no,
making that noise?
The Sting.
Oh, I thought he was a talking Cody Rhodes. Oh, Sting's talking. That's the guy that they're going to put him in a feud with Sting. And he's like, oh, we got to leave. We got to go to WWE.
He got that shit. He's like, I got to face Sting. I'm going to WWE.
You're going to WWE. You're all not using me properly.
If you lay Sting down like this, you get the 1, 2, 3, and you pin him.
You got to shoot pin him?
Then he says, I don't lose. I just heard him say. Yeah, exactly. Shoot pin him. Wouldn't that be cool if we made me and Incher wrestling buddies?
That'd be
the
awesome.
Heady buddies? We got to get those made. Would you buy one?
Yep, I'll give it a power driver and a power
Whoa!
Oh,
you mean like in those dirty movies you watch?
No.
Oh.
He dropped us on the dirty
power
floor.
slam. Maybe I'll wrap them in barbed wire.
Damn, he's gonna use us like voodoo dolls.
Oh man.
How's it going? Not so good, old JR.
I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah. Sounding all right
Well,
now.
it sounds like it's on a delay. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, it's good to see you here.
I'm using an older computer, so
That's all right.
That's cool.
and I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
That's all right. None of us do.
I've known that for years. No offense.
Exactly. If you're a long-time listener, he's all right.
Since R.D. Reynolds.
Oh, really? That's one of our
That's
first
the first
guests.
one I ever heard.
That was probably like our third or
yes, sir.
fourth guest, I think.
Yeah.
I think it was fourth.
Damn,
Yeah.
yeah, because I recently put it up. I've been putting up the old shows on the YouTube, but that was one of the first guests.
Yeah, I have all them on CD. I used to record them
Oh, sweet.
when I had dial-up.
Yeah, it is weird when we were doing the show. It used to. Now it takes a little while because it's video, but it was probably harder to get the shows up back then.
Oh, it was way harder. Like things are easier to do now, where they make it.
Oh, even figuring out like how to write the podcast was a pain in the ass.
Write it.
Yeah, you had to write out this
Okay.
big giant code. It was a pain in the ass.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant dial-up.
Well, yeah, you had to write. Well, even to upload because like the speeds were slow and stuff like that. But I don't think there'd be any way we could have done video like live video back then. We wouldn't have had the bandwidth or anything. I know Jackson. He's been doing live video for years, but.
Oh yeah, way before OnlyFans was a thing.
Damn.
Hell yeah.
I gotta subscribe. Yeah, R.D. Reynolds, that was a fun show. We met R.D. at
That
was it
at
the Fan Fest or the horror show?
It was the horror show actually, the
Days
one
of
that
Dead,
was in
yeah.
Indianapolis.
Yeah, and someone did a video of us talking to him and just put it up on YouTube, which was really weird.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was like a hidden video. I mean, nothing happens. It's just us like talking to R.D. Reynolds.
They threatened us that they would upload the one of us in the bathroom, but they said if you allow me to use the RD one, we won't upload it. So we made a deal,
right.
you know.
Yeah. Let's give an inch or a golden shower.
You're giving me a hand job, yeah.
If you press that sting buddy a certain way, he will tell you which wrestlers in AEW are currently cheating on their wives.
Wow.
Pepe Petit, I used to have the WCW Brawling Buddy version of this thing. Oh, that's cool. Lexar, my phone is heating up, so I have to leave and go to bed. Good night, little Lexar.
Good night, Lexar. We shall meet again next week.
If he's not in prison.
That's true.
That'd be great if he called us from prison.
That would be cool. Yeah, a video call from prison. I probably depend on the. I bet most prisons you can't. I don't know. I don't know much about prison life, but I don't think you'd be allowed to just video call into a podcast.
Sure would be cool if they let him though.
Kurt Angle thinks if John Cena joined TNA, it would have changed the face of the wrestling business. Do you agree? No.
I mean, why would he?
Yeah, he wouldn't. And honestly, they had Hulk Hogan, Kurt Angle, Sting, Booker T, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall. They had all these giant names, and it never really. It actually, I think, hurt when they brought in Hogan and stuff. So I don't think any name would have really made a difference.
Yeah.
It might have made a small difference, but it wouldn't have changed the wrestling landscape.
Yeah, he was Vince's golden boy. He wasn't going nowhere. Vince was like, I like this guy who's kind of like Vanilla Ice.
I liked it when he wore the throwbacks. That's what I talk about, though, with Jericho. He's always changing stuff up. And I'm obviously seen as a big star, But he's been the same exact guy for like 15 years, and it's just boring.
I bet Vince like secretly wishes Cena would have got with Stephanie rather than Triple H.
You think he ever did that? Like, because he, they said he tried to get Miro to, Miro's wife away from him, and
he was trying to get like that one statement. He was trying. He probably booked that. He was like, "You need to slap her ass out there,"
Slammiversary pay-per-view buys, according to the Wrestling Observer newsletter. The show did over 4,400 buys, which was 1,300 more and a 250% increase from the previous year. The reports note that it was one of Impact's best buy rates since Kenny Omega was the promotion's world champ back in 2021. I mean, it's good they did better, but it doesn't sound like very many, though.
No.
I mean, I'm sure I haven't watched Impact for years, but I mean, if there's more promotions people can work and make a living, that's cool. I hear people say it's good. I just haven't watched it in so long. Once I stop watching a wrestling show, it's hard to like get excited to watch it again.
Get back into it, yeah.
R.I.P. Pee Wee Herman. Yes. You know what his favorite Pee Wee Herman film was?
Probably Batman Returns.
Dunstan Checks In.
Nice.
Everyone else has like, a Big Adventure, maybe like Cheech and Chong's next movie, but his is Dunstan Checks In. From the first episode of AEW Dynamite 200. From the first episode to AEW Dynamite 200. That is weird. That's the 200th episode. I've been watching it, since the beginning. The following will appear: Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, Brandon Cutler, Jericho. Like, come on, you could say like, Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, Jericho, MJF, Sammy Guevara, and Brandon Cutler.
Yeah, we don't need Brandon Cutler.
Nothing against the man, but
that's the elite of the elite.
Hell yeah.
What if you went into a bathroom though and you saw Brandon Cutler having gay sex with like who's Brandon Cutler? Like Nakamura?
I did see Brandon Cutler not have gay sex, but I did see Brandon Cutler at a convention in Chicago. And all the other wrestlers there were signing autographs and people were getting photos with him. Brandon Cutler was standing in line to get an autograph from a comic book guy.
What a mark.
Hell yeah.
And he was just standing, no one even was around, like, hey, that's Brandon Cutler. I was like, oh, there's Brandon Cutler. Standing in line there. And nothing against that's cool. He's a fan of, whoever, a guy who draws, Mega Kid or something, but it was kind of lame.
Mega Kid is pretty dope.
Yeah. Then he wants to know if all these wrestlers have been a success. Well, all of them except for Brandon Cutler.
But, I mean, he does have a job in one of the biggest companies, so that's somewhat successful, but not a big star. No.
I mean, it's good that he's being paid, sure. It's not successful. It's now been over 9 months since WWE re-signed Gallows and Anderson. Thoughts on your latest? These guys have to be the most overrated tag team I've ever seen.
Bring back Festus.
Not so good, old JR. He looks cooler. He's not nearly as annoying as Luke Gallows. He's got similar beard, but he doesn't flop the belt around. And the worst part is you can tell on their face they think they're the most hilarious people in the world, and they're just totally cringe. You're just like, these guys suck. They're not even necessarily bad wrestlers. They're just like, who gives a shit?
That just makes me love them more that you hate them so much. It's like, oh, yes.
You love them because you're not liking them because you like them. You like them because I don't like them. You're trying to feed off my discomfort, my lack of joy.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched Gallows and Anderson be like, hell yeah? This is some hilarious stuff right here.
I totally book him on HeadyCon just to have you grimace. And go, oh, no.
We did see Luke Gallows when he was the fake Kane at one of the conventions. He looked like an idiot. Yeah.
You said something and he looked at you like, and he kind of smiled like, I think he knew who you were.
Probably. He's like, that guy's way funnier than us. Or maybe that's where he patterned all his comedy off of. It's like, there's the king of comedy right there.
Yeah, that's possible.
On this day in '96, WCW Nitro Rey Mysterio leaped off a trailer onto Kevin Nash, who then threw him headfirst into a trailer like a lawn dart. Do you remember this moment? Yes, Nikhil. Here's something I do remember, and that was one of the coolest things. I'll always remember that. Just launch him like a lawn dart headfirst into the truck. That was great.
Kevin Nash wasn't crying afterwards. He was just like, I fucking killed Rey Mysterio. That was pretty cool.
That was awesome. On this day in WWE 15 years ago, a suited Chris Jericho tells fans he's grown up, and this will be the final highlight reel as he says goodbye to Y2J. Do you remember this? No, I do not.
That was when he started doing the real serious kind of character. That was like, he said he based it off of No Country for Old Men.
Oh, okay. I just read that, actually.
Yeah.
I just finished reading that book.
Oh, the book?
Yeah, because after McCormick died, I got the audiobook, and I just finished it. I finished it a couple weeks ago, but it was great. And the movie's very faithful to the book.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember that really, honestly.
You don't remember him doing that?
No.
Whole bit. And he's like feuding with Mickey Rourke not long after.
Oh, okay.
Around that time.
Must not have been one that really stuck with me too well. A very happy birthday to our favorite anxious millennial cowboy, Hangman Page.
You love him. You bought him.
I didn't buy him shit. I didn't buy him anything.
Let me buy your dinner.
I did not buy him anything. I wouldn't buy any wrestler stuff. Not even ones I liked. I'm like, this guy's making six figures. Why the hell am I going to buy him a steak dinner? But the guy, the buddy I was with in Chicago, Chi-Town Matt, bought him dinner. Him and his girlfriend or wife and his parents. We were at the same restaurant, and Hangman was not drinking. I think it's all work. And my buddy Chi-Town Matt's like, told the waitress, like, I'm going to take care of their bill. And he came over and was like, oh, thank you, didn't have to do that. He didn't say, I'm not going to accept it. He just said, oh, you didn't have to do that. But he took it.
What a mark.
Well, some people feel it's like insulting to like not take a gift from somebody, though.
Well, my buddy James Balsamo, I forget the story now, but he tried to buy someone French fries, he tried to buy someone their lunch, an actor, and he got like really offended, and like he said he went up and pat him on the back, and he's like, thanks a lot, and like slapped him really hard. It's a pretty funny story when you heard him say it. But he got pissed that he tried to buy him his lunch.
Really?
He even went up and tried to get the charges reversed, and they couldn't do it.
Yeah. That's why you don't do nice shit for people like that. Like, sometimes it backfires.
It was a guy from Step Brothers.
John
Brothers?
C. Reilly?
Yeah, John C. Reilly.
I mean, I can see you not doing it for celebrities because, I mean,
like that's what I'm saying.
They're making so much money. It's like, why?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I don't get. That's why nothing against Hangman Page, but I wouldn't have bought him dinner. The dude just main evented like the pay-per-view. Dave Meltzer reported, and you'd be better off going buying dinner for some schmuck. You're like, look at that poor bastard. I'm going to buy him his chicken cordon bleu.
Yeah, they'll go further.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they'll appreciate it.
Yeah. Dave Meltzer reported in the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter that Jim Ross' current contract expires in 2 months, So maybe The old JR is gonna get the axe. They probably feel too bad for him right now. We can't just fire this old man. His girlfriend's beating him or something. He's always got black eyes.
He's falling down. He's not getting beat up. He's falling down.
He always falls down in his eye.
Yeah.
It's because he protects every part of him except his eyes.
Yeah, maybe. Gonna protect the eye. Yeah, well, they do say that, like, when Pillman got all messed up, like, he would take bumps on his head and stuff because his back was so messed up. Maybe that's Jim Ross. He's like, I'm just going to fall around my eye. I don't know how you even fall on your eye.
Maybe he beats himself from like not liking what he's watching. He's like, damn my eyes. And he just punches himself because he's like, I should like this stuff. They're paying me. That's a slobber knocker. Just knock myself out. God damn the Young Bucks. I love them.
And he adds that he hopes he I don't know. I guess he hopes he resigns. WWE will return to India. Interest loves India.
Mm-hmm.
Will return to India for their first live event in 5 years with Superstar Spectacle in September. That's a hell of a name, Superstar Spectacle.
Whoa!
You got to know Vince is back now with names like that. Who the hell gets pumped for a show called Superstar Spectacle?
I want to see the Superstar Spectacle.
What's going to be the theme song?
Born in the USA.
It'll be some song from like the 70s. Where the hell am I? 17 years ago today, CM Punk made his ECW in-ring debut, defeating Just Incredible. Do you remember this and any memories? Well, that's like, I don't have it really any fun. There was good stuff, but I don't have fond memories of the WWE ECW television. I did like the ECW One Night Stand shows, but the TV was not so hot. 200th episode of Dynamite tomorrow. What are your favorite moments? Well, this might sound like a cop-out, but honestly, just it becoming a thing itself, because that was at a time I really was not, I was probably at the lowest as a wrestling fan. I really wasn't watching much. I really didn't even want to, I even thought about, not doing the show, but I really like talking to everybody and stuff. But I watched wrestling my whole life, and I just didn't like anything that was on anymore. And AEW really caught my attention, and it reinvigorated me being a wrestling fan, and I actually look forward to watching Dynamite and Collision every week and the pay-per-views. And so just the idea of a new show and something that I enjoy is probably my favorite memory of the first episode of Dynamite.
Yeah, I just remember looking forward to waiting for it to come on, and just it was. I was glad that there was another wrestling show on a major network.
Yeah, and I don't get people who there's a lot of people online that really just want it to die, and like old wrestlers. And even if you don't like it, I don't understand that mentality, because we had a time when there was just WWE, and it didn't make wrestling better unless people make livings, and I don't know, it's not good. I don't watch Rampage anymore unless it has a match I'm interested. What about you? I actually think it's been good the last 4 weeks or so. I mean, I'm not saying there's must stuff watch on it, but it's been a good show lately. I like the Royal Rampage. I think it's been good since Collision started, and I thought it would be the opposite. I thought like it would be really the throwaway show at that point.
Another show we don't get here in Canada.
Oh, it's there's not like angles where you have to keep up, but it's been an entertaining hour wrestling show lately.
Oh yeah.
What T-shirt should I buy for All In? I don't know. I would buy if they have if they have an All In shirt made specifically for the event. That's what I would buy. because that would be one you couldn't buy anywhere else, and it would be a cool thing to keep. You know, like I know a lot of times AEW does these shirts. I have a couple of them where it says like I was there and it's the event shirt. That would be something I would buy. Do you think the main event for All In will be CM Punk versus MJF for the title? We went over this. I think there's two things that should be in the main event, and it should either be for the titles, Punk, MJF, or the Elite versus Punk in some form. Either a 6-man, the Elite, or 8-man, the Elite versus Punk and FTR and someone, or Punk versus Omega, or something like that. Those are the two things that I think you really warrant the big show. I rewatched the classic 1971 Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory movie. Have you seen it, and did you like it? Yes, I'm
the
a big
original
fan.
Willy Wonka.
Yes. I love the original movie's fantastic.
Gene Wilder is probably like one of the best comedic actors ever.
No.
I haven't really seen the Johnny Depp ones.
It's terrible.
Yeah,
just one. And
It's
then
awful.
they're coming out with a new one with
Are they?
the new guy.
They also have a fun slot machine. The Wonka slot machines are fun.
Mm-hmm.
I will admit I didn't do good last week at the slots.
Didn't do so hot. As your luck ran out.
I mean, it's just 1 week. I never spend much, so it's.
Did you have your lucky hat?
I don't know what I had. I think I was wearing a bucket cap, but it wasn't this one. I don't know. I might not have had a hat on me. I like you doing pay-per-view predictions. That's why I send NXT ones. Deal with it, Incher, you punk. Also, stop defending the Elite, Incher. I love them, but they are pussies, and they should do business with Punk. Incher, grow up and be a man and grow some balls. It was a fight, move on, it happened. Take that, Incher, you punk-ass bitch. Hell yeah! Stand up for yourself, Nikhil. I love it.
He didn't say that.
Boom! Yes, he did.
He didn't say
He
that.
said, take that, Incher, you punk-ass jabroni, he said. But I thought bitch was more fitting. Let's take a little creative license here.
I don't sweat him.
Hell yeah, Nikhil standing up for himself. Boom!
I told you he was an evil man.
I don't think it was evil. That was just being a man.
You can look into his eyes and see like the sick thing.
Nothing but love for the Headyverse and his deep dark eyes.
He just wants to ask questions we don't know about.
We answered everything he's asked.
But like
would you rather talk about The View with Lexar?
Yeah.
Now it's a news program. It's incredible.
Do I give a shit what it's called? Hey, I've never watched a show in my life, and I never will. Angus, why did he hates The View so bad, but he watches it? None of us watch it. Why does he keep watching it?
Probably his mom has it on when he wakes up.
Angus Cloud, who starred on HBO's hit series Euphoria, has died at age 25. Cloud, who played a drug dealer, Fez O'Neill on the teen drama. Rest in peace. What a character. I've never heard of that show or that character, but God, that's too bad to die at 25. AEW Collision draws best viewership and key demo ratings since the premiere. Great news. Yeah, that's great news. Not really a question, but yeah. The Dark Order seems to be heel now. I'll be honest, I've been a big advocate of just ending the Dark Order. That being said, on the Ring of Honor pay-per-view, I thought it was their best. It was the best match of that show. So maybe you can do something with to salvage the Dark Order.
Very possible.
Who should join? I don't know.
Maybe keep it a stripped down version.
I agree.
Not all
just a couple. Maybe just have it as a tag team.
Mm-hmm.
Or possibly 3 people if you want to put them in the trios mix at times.
Yeah.
I notice AEW hire out big shows, but you can notice empty seats in the gods. What?
In the higher stands or whatever. Yeah, there are empty spots. I mean,
yeah, that's
just
all.
how it is. AEW and WWE. I mean,
yeah.
Some towns you sell more tickets.
That Boston one, and they went to the big arena. That was packed.
Mm-hmm.
Jackson, does the smell of the venue add or subtract to the appeal of a local show?
I haven't ever been to a show where I'm like, it smells like shit in here. I don't think.
No, nothing.
Jackson, have you ever been to a show where you're just like, it smells awful in here?
Maybe it was the reverse. He's like, someplace it just smells like cupcakes.
Real
and
good.
he's like, I love it.
You would think that. I don't know. No, actually, I haven't been to too many shows, but no, I don't think the arena. But just going off of a few posts in the group lately, they were saying how bad, like,
oh yeah, that's just the people just like wanting to troll AEW for something.
Yeah.
Who was the last wrestler you've gotten an autograph from? Honestly, I at all the wrestling shows besides Tie-Dye Guy, I've never noticed anyone like really stinks for you. Who was the last wrestler you've gotten an autograph from?
Virgil is mine.
I don't collect autographs, not to be cool or nothing, so I'd have to think of like, is there somebody?
Oh, I got that crate. I had that crate.
Oh, that's true.
I got some autograph. Who was it? Who was on that? It was Jay Lethal. Jay Lethal.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Who was? I just got one crate recently. I opened. It was Buff Bagwell because it was an NWO theme crate and it had a Buff Bagwell autograph. Scott Hall figure, an Eric Bischoff pin, which was kind of cool. Outsider T-shirt, Macho Madness NWO shirt.
I went to like a Chicago Comic-Con
comic book. Yeah.
And I got like a Virgil like autograph.
Virgil of all people.
And like I'm like, can you give me the $1 million dream? And so he did, and I got a picture.
Cool. That's cool.
Yeah, and I asked him which picture should he sign, which one's your, and he picked the $1 Million Man and him one, obviously. I'm sure that's his biggest seller, so he gave me the right one. But yeah, he was definitely weird. I paid like $50 per thing.
Damn.
I was like, it's Virgil. I don't care. Whatever.
Damn. We used to try to get interviews with him at FanFest, and couple minutes, couple dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Like this guy over here, he's gonna give me $10,000 for a 10-minute interview. I'm like, yeah, I'm sure he is.
Yeah, I'm sure that's not happening.
Yeah, Virgil was sticking me up for money the whole time, and then I went to Lou Ferrigno.
This is a true story. One at FanFest, I actually inadvertently bought an autograph from Virgil too, only because I was standing there talking to him, and he signed a photo to me, and then just asked me for the money. And what am I going to do? And it says to Neil and stuff, because he was like, "Oh, what's your name?" And stuff, and he's done that to other people too.
Bam.
It's like, I can't resell this because it's too Neil.
This ink is like so. Oh no! Yeah, the picture.
Another guy named Neil.
Exactly. Send it to Neil Brennan's here. He said so. I like Virgil though. I do. I think he's funny. Who do you think you'd have a better chance of beating up if you met them down a dark alley? Dave Meltzer or Jim Cornette? I met both of them. Jim Cornette's a much bigger guy than you think. Meltzer is actually much. Well, I think you realize he is like he's got a good physique, but I think Meltzer is less tough. He's kind of geeky, and Jim Cornette is really crazy. So I think he'd be hard to beat up.
craziness factor is something you can't underestimate.
Yeah, and he's been in fights and
Oh yeah,
done
he's been
more
taking
physical
bumps and
stuff.
shit.
Yeah, so I would say Cornette's definitely a tougher guy.
But who would win in a fight between Cornette and Meltzer?
Cornette.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Come
I think Dave. He's just got that hidden like aggression.
He does. He might have the
come out of nowhere. He's
the
just
on the spectrum strength, as they used to say back in the day.
All right, that's not right.
What? I cleaned it up.
It doesn't matter. That's not right. What you just said.
They used to just say it outright when George Steele was wrestling.
He's got that spectrum strength.
Yeah,
You get it. What's your favorite memory of Pee Wee Herman? My first memory is actually when I was a little kid, and I was probably too young to see it, but going to the drive-in and seeing the Cheech and Chong movie, and I kept doing the "I'm the Hamburger Man" voice. But favorite movie's definitely got to be Big Adventure.
Yeah, Big Adventure's good. Yeah, I liked watching the show on Saturday mornings, the Pee Wee's Playhouse. That was good.
Yeah. Which one was good?
The TV show.
Oh yeah, I never really watched the show, honestly.
Yeah,
I watched it.
It's one of my aunt's favorites.
But I had the box set of it too, so I just used to watch it over and over again, too.
But I'm a fan of him. I always liked him.
I like his visual style.
Yeah.
It's all kitschy and crazy.
Very creative and weird, subversive.
It's like John Waters, but like more accessible, kind of to me.
Yeah.
In a way.
I can never be a big John Waters fan anymore because Annabelle and I went to the Slut Cracker, which is it's like the Nutcracker, but with it's like a burlesque version of the Nutcracker, and at the end they bring out a giant candy cane penis, and it ejaculates snow over everybody. But the one year we went, John Waters introduced it, and so we recorded his introduction, and then we reviewed it, put it on YouTube. And John Waters, who's always anti-establishment and tells you to break the rules and all this stuff, struck the Without Your Head YouTube channel, saying we filmed him, and it was from him. It wasn't, it wasn't an algorithm. When I got the email, it's from John Waters. Struck the channel. Had it so for 6 months, I could only put up 10-minute videos and all this stuff. So I did lose respect for the man because he's always very, break all the rules, don't listen to authority and stuff. But then he went and struck the channel for filming him. I didn't put up his movie or something. I filmed his live intro at the Slut Cracker.
Mm-hmm.
So that does make me lose respect for the man.
Too right.
All right. Anything else, my fine gentlemen, my peeps?
I've got
nothing. I got E.
I got to get my wife to get me a new headset.
All right, yeah. Well, it's good. Good. Do you have a name on Facebook or another name we know you from before or anything?
No. I don't have a smartphone. I don't have anything.
All right.
It's all brand new.
All right. Well, I'm glad that you joined us.
Yeah,
we'll talk to you more next time.
Yeah, he said he's been listening for a while.
Yeah.
Well, since my youngest was 3, now she's 19.
That's the beginning.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Oh my God, we're old.
Yeah, you tell me about it. Yeah, I just gotta get a better headset. I really can't hear shit. So.
I understand. Well, I appreciate you coming on. It'll be fun to talk to you.
And I appreciate you guys for doing this shit for years. I've been listening. I haven't missed a show since RD Reynolds, right?
Yeah, that was very early on.
That was right at the beginning.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, Incher, and everyone listening, The In Your Head website is back.
Back. Oh, yeah.
Been down for quite a while. It's all updated. Now, not all the old links will not work, and some of that stuff is archived now on the where you have to join here, the Headyverse, for a minimal amount of money. But all the recent shows are working fine, and they'll be up for free and all that stuff. And if you want the real old stuff, if you don't already have it, they're being restored and remastered. I'm cleaning up the audio, not like taking out the naughty words, but cleaning up so you can hear them better. And that's a slow process, but I'm adding them up at least a couple of weeks.
Wow.
But the website itself is back up. Both of them, IYWrestling.com and InYourHeadOnline.com. So go over there and start looking through the recent shows. Subscribe on YouTube, on Spotify. That's a real main point. Places if you want to just listen to the audio, you can go to iTunes and stuff. But those are the two that will help us the most, is Spotify or YouTube. And follow us on all the social media pages, whatever you're into. We're not on Threads yet, but we're on Instagram and Twitter. And Facebook's probably the most active. But subscribe here on YouTube and give us a thumbs up. It helps in the algorithm, they say.
Excellent.
Hell yeah.
All right. I've been using Discord lately, Jackson. Should we open an In Your Head Discord? I know you're the Discord man.
Discord.
Well, I mean, I don't know if a not so good old JR will join, but I mean,
I would. No, I don't know.
I didn't know anything about it either until recently.
I got
my movies were playing at a festival, and they did Discord stuff there, so I was using it.
I mean, it's a good way to keep kind of everyone centralized, but
yeah,
especially for those who don't like social media. So it just depends.
Yeah, I might do it. We'll see how it goes. I mean, it's not really, they don't cost anything. So.
No.
All right. Intro's got to go pee, so we're going to take off. We'll be back next week, possibly with Sean Oliver and Todd Gordon. So go read their book. It's out now. You can get it on Amazon. I believe the audiobook is even out, so that's cool. But I updated the website because Sean Oliver, he was like, because I asked him about, he's got the Todd Gordon book out, and he's like, well, I went to the site. It wasn't updated since 2022. I thought you guys just quit. I was like, what the hell? So I was like, I took a couple days, and it took me a long time, but it's all up and running. Because I want people thinking there's no show.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And I'll keep that updated. I've been keeping the Spotify updated. So anyway, we're going to get out of here, and we'll talk to you soon.
See you all later. Appreciate everybody. Bye-bye.
Andre the Giant. Andre was big, yeah, yeah, yeah. It was not small, no, no, no. Andre could drink, and he could fight. Drink, 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 and a fight, fight, fight. Andre was big, yeah, yeah, yeah. It was not small, no, no, no. Andre could drink, and he could fight. Drink, 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 and a fight, fight, fight. Andre the Giant. Andre was big, yeah, yeah, yeah. It was not small, no, no, no. Andre was great, he was not bad. A great big heart and a great big man. Andre was big, yeah, yeah, yeah. It was not small, no, no, no. Andre could drink and he could fight. Drink, 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 and a fight, fight, fight. Andre the Giant.
From Grenoble, France.
Aha! I did just notice, if you're out there, Mr. Tyler, who's a good friend of mine, and one of the few people that's known me for a long time and never had a fight with me. Usually everyone who knows me for a long time ends up hating me and stop talking to me forever, or at least for a while. I mean, Intra's many times stopped talking to me. Annabelle stopped talking to me for 2 years. But Tyler, never. I've always gotten along with Tyler. So, but he will never meet me. I'm like, I'm going to England. He's like, who gives a fuck? I don't care. So, the In Your Head site is back, but I did not notice. I just went there for the hell of it right now. The mobile version, Tyler, is very outdated. We've got even the regular one's a little outdated. We're gonna update stuff, but the mobile version has links at the top to the message board, which has not worked in probably 10 years, and a chat room, which does not even exist. So both of those do not even work. What in the hell? This brings you to a Mixler, the Mixler chat room.
Hell yeah, chat's back, baby.
So we need to update this and bring us to this. It also brings us to the Facebook page, which is not very active at all. So anyway, some of the links need some updating, but the good news is the In Your Head website is back. If you're gonna go there, go to the one on your computer, on the desktop, the laptop. The mobile one is kind of whacked out, buddies. But we'll get to work on it. Everything's a work in progress, even though it's been there for 20 years. But we will be back. Thanks, everybody. Bye. And when you watch the MCU movies, you stay after the credits, and that's what you do in your head. Because, yeah, you've seen some cool stuff. Oh, we saw Howard the Duck. The first time you saw Thanos was after the credits of one of the MCU movies. Here and In Your Head's no different. You stay after the credits, and you get gold like this. You get Jackson sitting in the background. You get me talking about the mobile website. And you get Bruce with his Cabbage Patch Kids.
It's a porcelain one. It weighs 10 pounds.
He's got a porcelain Cabbage Patch Kid with a built-in flashlight. I don't know what's going on here. Jackson's flipping his cock around. The world's gone mad. We'll be back next week.